shout out to every Suzuki. You are more than welcome at the Saroka residence. Because at this point, Caitlin has become so unruly and inappropriate and ungrateful because I officially have grown up and owned where I'm at. I'm not emotionally abusive. I'm not physically abusive. We're moving on with our lives. And no matter what I do, she refuses to grow up. And here's the thing. There's always going to be people who want exposure the most. Well, here's what I can tell you. Caitlin definitely wants exposure far more than I do. Because she wants the attention. She wants all of her family to notice she's here. She wants everyone's story to be her story. She wants everyone involved in her, just like I used to be, right? That's exactly where I used to be. You can consider this distasteful. You can consider this whatever you need to. But I know for the adults out there who have undisciplined children, I feel like I'm raising a child now. For the past week and a half, that's all it's taken me. It's only taken me a week and a half to smarten up. Because over the past year, Caitlin has used me. I did not use her. I allowed everyone to convince me I was using her. I love her, and how do I know that? The reason I know that is because I have changed. I'm making my efforts now. I'm doing what I have to do. I'm doing the right things, right? And Caitlin is still being a psychotic person. I am not acting crazy. I'm chilled out. I'm doing what I got to do. And every move I try to make forward, Caitlin is making an absolute effort to sabotage it and then turn around and say that somehow it's my fault. All right? I've seen that behavior from her parents. They sabotage one another. They run to other rooms. They fight back and forth, right? It is a constant drama. And I don't need or want that drama. So for me, for the sake of Caitlin's own discipline, I'm inviting all Suzukis to the Saroka household. You are welcome to show up. I will not be calling the police. There will not be any drama from me. You guys, you and your daughter, who is sitting on the floor crying like a child, when all we're doing is trying to get work done. And I mean, literally, there's no extra drama here. No extra fighting. Katie, her word officially means nothing. Not mine. I'm telling you. There is no extra drama. I have been literally just trying to get the morning started, trying to get some work done. It doesn't mean that everything I've done up until now is perfect. Oh yeah, I've been abusive, and she has been abusive as well. But let me tell you, I'm the only one keeping my mouth shut for her up until now. She has screamed, she has hit me back, right? And when I say back, I mean I hit with words. Things hit a lot worse than the words. Physical hitting has happened between the two of us. That is abuse. People want the exposure. You want the truth. There's your truth. We have been in an extremely unhealthy situation up until now. Extremely unhealthy. And I care about myself enough to say that I know I'm not this man anymore. And I will not allow this to happen in my house another day. Because I have grown past it. And as Caitlin continues to try and drag me back in, and I do mean that. I mean that. Her behavior is saying that I'm not good enough. Couples fight. No, couples don't hit each other. Couples don't hit each other. That's abuse. That's inappropriate. Okay? I know that, and I agree with that. We decided that we would build our own life and make things. Guys, I'm not manic right now. I'm on my organic food. I'm living healthy. Trust me when I say it's not a breakdown. It's not a fight. If I get in trouble right now, then I get in trouble. I accept that. I'm not even kidding. Like if I end up with a criminal whatever, I accept it. I invite it. Because at the end of the day, I would rather pay for what I've done right now. And if she doesn't pay, well, good for her. Let her pretend she's a victim. I get the reward. I get the reward because I'm willing to own up to my behavior. I'm willing to do what I have to do to move forward with my life. And when I do, I will have my rewards in my life. No, hitting didn't occur this morning. No, it's been happening over the last couple of months between the two of us. I'm not angry. That's it. I know I seem angry. I'm stern. I'm standing up for myself. Anger is when you lash out at somebody. This is not me lashing out. It may seem that way, but pay very close attention. You've seen me have breakdowns before. I know you have. Pay attention to how I'm taking this very seriously, right? There's a difference between just outright mania and me taking this seriously. This is very serious. No hitting has occurred today. Absolutely not. No hitting has occurred yesterday. I don't believe. I don't remember. Did you hit me? Did I hit you yesterday? Yeah, we hit each other yesterday. How about today? Not today. Nope. But here's what I'll say. Who is hitting who? Both. Back and forth. Back and forth. But here's what I will tell you. I realized that if Caitlin wants to deserve, no, it's not healthy at all. I agree. Exactly. Like shoving, slapping, all the above. You can't lay your hands on her, and she can't lay her hands on me. Guys, it's called equality for a reason. It is called equality, not female dominance. I know I'm clear. I agree with equality. I 100% agree with equality. That is not how it is, because that is not equality. Hometown says, you look like you're finally having a breakthrough, not a breakdown. I appreciate that. That's my point. But here's the thing. I've now had my breakthrough, right? I've had my breakthrough. And I love Katie very, very much. I always have. That was always real. No matter how healthy or unhealthy I was, I have loved Katie to the depths of my heart. And what I found out is she's been using me the whole time. She wanted to love me, but she has never in her life had an example of love. Not once. And I can prove that. But I don't have to. She's going to prove it to herself when her family shows up. When she sees a plethora of Suzuki's show up at the Saroka household, ready to, let's go get Kate, let's go get Kate. And then Kate sees how fake every one of them is. And I'm standing here saying, make your choice, babe. Make your choice. Because she wants to believe that someone else needs to make her choice. And guess what? Someone else will. Just like they did for me, because I wouldn't make my own choice. Someone else made a choice for me. I am done letting other people make my choices. I make my choices. This is my choice. To own up to my mistakes, to my behavior. Katie doesn't want to own up to hers. Guess what? I'm telling you my side of the story. If she wants to be the other side of the story, the hater side of the story, let her be. I'm not afraid anymore. I'm excited. I'm happy. Even if, guys, even if I go to jail or someone comes and hurts me or shoots me or something, you know what? At least I die happy knowing I'm honest. Because I grew up that honest kid, and it slowly got beat out of me. Jimmy, careful what you say. Jimmy, careful what you do. Be afraid of this, be afraid of that. Guys, here's the thing. When you're confident enough, when you're strong enough, there's nothing to be afraid of. Not if you're smart enough to know how to beat it. By realizing there's nothing to beat. Because when you're honest, deceptive people always slip up because a lie takes more energy than the truth. Because while they're busy taking 10 times the energy to build a lie, it takes me 1/10 the energy to make the truth. So I can work on 10 truths while they're busy building up one lie. And that's my life. From here on in, there are no excuses. Feet piece for life. Nobody's is healthy. It's not healthy for anybody to hit anybody. Because what's shifted for me is it has been self-defense for me for a couple of months now. Caitlin's not going to tell you that. She might. Maybe she'll prove everybody wrong, just like I proved everybody wrong. I hope she does. I hope she does. But you know what? That's not my problem anymore. But she is waiting for me to keep making her choices. And her father warned me of this. He did. He warned me. He's like, I don't ask me the exact words, but pretty much what he said to me was, good luck. Because Caitlin doesn't want adulthood. She's addicted to attention. He didn't say that to me. I'm saying that to you. I am not addicted to the attention. I recognize the usefulness of it to make a difference. I'm utilizing it, not using it. There's a difference. I haven't known how to utilize it because I had faith, but not knowledge. I didn't educate myself. I'm educated. And I'm hoping I'm educated enough that my life isn't over. Maybe I spend a couple of years in prison. Maybe it does me good. But unlike other people, I am asking for it. I'm saying, go ahead, punish me. If I genuinely deserve punishment, then punish me. I will receive it and use it as a utilization tool to learn. I am done being treated like the psycho because I'm not crazy. It's not crazy to invite prison if you've committed a crime. So if I've committed a crime, then send me to prison because I believe in the justice system. While everyone else is sitting back trying to say, well, it's illegitimate. Well, let me tell you something. Josh has done some nasty things, and we brought the police here to take care of it. And they pretty much just laughed at us, saying, well, nothing we could do about it. It's in the past. Well, do you have the photos? Do you have proof of this? Do you have proof of that? Oh, yeah. But am I calling out my best friend? Or did he last night try to buy some nudes? Who's my friend here? Who's my friend? Everybody just wants to be my friend so long as I hide their secrets and then call themselves my friend. I have been a friend to all the wrong people. And I am the one that has nothing left on purpose because I'm not self-sabotaging. I am done using people and I'm done being used. And if that leaves me alone and homeless, then so be it. I will build my empire from the ground up through positivity. I will find a way. And you know I'm not crazy. So I must just be that smart. But I guess everyone except me is going to have to find out in time. Nice and sunny there. Yes, it is. No one should be in a violent relationship. I agree with that. It's completely inappropriate. Calm down and not cause more stress for both of you. She's scared at the moment. So am I. Of course she's scared. She should be scared. She has a good reason, not an excuse, to be scared because she is lying. That's a good reason to be scared when you lie to people. When you try to sabotage someone's entire life for the sake of trying to tie them down to be your husband. By trying to sabotage everything I have to force me to go get a paycheck at Walmart. And then when she goes back to college and gets her education, she gets to say that I'm the scumbag. That I'm the one who can't earn more. No effing way. No. No. Her parents are wrong. And if she's going to be wrong too, then she'll be wrong too. But I am not spending my time trying to prove her wrong. I already know that she's wrong. It is her turn to prove that she knows how to be right, because I know she does. But she's looking for someone else to give her an excuse to keep being wrong. Has Josh had to intervene? No, it does. It's not like that. No. It's not like we're duking it out and, I mean, we scream and stuff. Like, that's real. Oh my gosh, do we scream? But, it's like I scream in intolerance for the constant drama that Caitlin keeps bringing. And Caitlin screams to try and get attention. And we're talking to the point where I open up the windows. Go ahead, Kate, keep screaming. Let them hear what you're saying, not just hear your screams. Let them hear what you're saying. Let them hear what's going on. They can hear my side and their side, they'll choose. What does she do? Clams up. Guys, don't sit here and pretend like it's, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. It's not embarrassment. That is what fake victims will sell you on. Their embarrassment, their entitlement, their fear, right? Please feed me. Feed me. How was I? I was a beggar. I was a scammer, a beggar, right? Thankfully, all of my money was made legitimately, meaning whether I was emotionally that way or not, I didn't commit a crime. Thank God. But if I keep heading down this road, I will probably end up doing so if I haven't already. I got into something that I didn't know, I did not have the knowledge to get into. I was overly faithful. I was cocky. I was overconfident. When her parents locked that door on her, I should have told her to go back into her family. And I should have handled my own. Right? But I was still a victim then. I still thought that I was a victim then. That I needed her help so bad. I needed her so bad. But I don't. I want her. I know that I want her now. Even if I needed her then, I want her now. Because I didn't send her back into her parents. I accepted her into my life no matter the risk. because that's love. That's what you do when you love people. I put my entire life at risk for you guys, for myself, regardless of what you think, feel, or say. I know me. I do care this much. I did since day one. And most of you came on in disbelief, judgment, write him off, call him a liar. But guys, now I love me and you. I don't just love you. I love me and you now. And you're stuck with that. And you'd rather send me to jail or ruin my life for past actions, right? Even up until today, than realize right now that everything moving forward is positive. So those of you with a little bit of faith, a little bit of knowledge, bank on my behavior right now and realize that I am willing to put everything on the line. And the most crazy psycho people out there are going to still not realize that there's nothing to buy. But for those of you who know that there is nothing left to buy because you have bought everything from me, that it's all yours now. I'll take my life. Thank you. I'll keep my life. You can have everything else. Because if that's what it takes to be an honest guy, well, you know what? I have my peace. And that's something no one can take from me. They can try, but I become stronger and stronger and stronger. Race Girl, welcome on. Remember walking down the beach. Thank you. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing the best I've ever been. Can Josh mediate? No, because Josh is equally as violent, just in a very passive aggressive way. He has his own issues, and we're trying to work through them. But I just, like I said, I don't know if this will continue. But these guys want things amped up for them. They want me to prove to them that they don't want the attention near as bad as they think they do. They're waiting for me to prove it to them. But that day's never going to come. Her family's going to show up like a Trojan horse. And they're going to try knocking on the door and be all nice. I'm going to send her out to them. But I can't, can I? Because guess what? She's on the lease. It's her life. They're going to come to the door. She's going to look at me. I'm going to be like, Katie, I'm not your dad. Boom. I'm not your dad. Make your own decision. You are done making my decisions. And your decision is not to stay here. So you can go with them. You can go make your own life. Or you will work every minute until moving forward. You will put in your work to be a part of this. Or don't. But stop living here, calling yourself my roommate, and then constantly trying to make me your husband. Who's going to pay all your bills? You're not my beggar. It's not disrespect to a woman. It is, we both made a false promise. We worked that through. And now we're here in the present where things are real. I'm facing reality. The reality is that we're both very hurt. But I'm being the man. And I'm owning up. She doesn't have to. But if she wants me to be her husband, then she's going to own up with me because our life is public. And you might think that's inappropriate, but that's called the future. So suck that part up. But I'm being a man. Because people can't hide anymore. You can't keep hiding secrets. I know you think you can, but give it 20 years. Give it a decade or two. I am catching up and being ahead of the curve. I am done being behind the curve for the sake of other people's comfort. Has Josh been hitting anyone? That is not something I care to share because that is his personal, like I said, between me and Kate, that's a very close to home thing for me. But with Josh, like I said, he has to work through his issues. And if I just call him out on them, he is very fragile. Very fragile. And if I call him out, like, he is not ready for that yet. Katie's ready for this, but Josh isn't ready for that yet. Send home and go work yourself. You guys need time apart. I can't send Kate home. She's on the lease. It's her apartment too. And part of what Peace has been built into, she has been built into it. She just didn't expect to have to tell the truth about it. She took responsibility, and I don't think she even realized she did. She still genuinely believes that everything that has happened until this point, she has nothing to do with. That she is just some cart, some piece of meat in the cart that's going for a ride, like she was with her father. She thinks that's still happening. because I let her believe that. I let her believe that with me to keep her safe. And I thought I was keeping her safe, but no, I was putting us all in danger by letting her believe that. And now I see it because we are officially in danger. That's real. The danger is real. I can calculate that. I'm a very smart guy. But I know, well, what else I know is that I put it on the internet. I put it in public. Well, I'll tell you what, she's going to shape up real quick. But she's not going to fake it for me anymore because she genuinely thinks that she can trust. Because I'll tell you right now what she's thinking. Right now in this moment. And her father knows this. That's something him and I share. He knows, and I know right now in this moment, all she is doing is formulating how she can use this to her advantage just like he does. Okay? And they will fight their fight. They'll do their thing. Let the fakes have the fakes. But Caitlin has a decision. Does she believe him that she's like him? Does she believe me that she's like me? Or does she realize that she's like herself and that I or him don't have her answer? Because I don't. I never told her I did. I told her I would help her find her own. And that's what I'm telling her now. What did Josh try to buy? I'm not sharing that. Anyone have bruises? No. It's not like that. What happened this morning? Just a continual, it's been about a week and a half, I'd say, maybe a little less, probably a couple days less, of just, I've really healed a lot, and since getting on this diet, and my mind just got straight. It's not hypomania, it's not mania, it's calculation. It is, I have looked at the current scenario and seen the danger, and I realize that we are unsafe if things continue this way. And, whether it's through my behavior, her behavior, everybody in the house is unhealthy and doing unhealthy things, continuing to drop off here and there in ways that are completely unnecessary, right? Continual, unnecessary mistakes, seeking attention. All right? This is not seeking attention. I already have your attention. I don't have to seek it. I'm saying what has to be said for the sake of my future. And we will see how that plays out. We will see how that plays out. This may be giving just a little extra drama, but here's the deal, guys. I have learned that since I have two other human beings in my presence, I have to allow the rest of the drama to play out on its own because I still have drama in my life. I'm not the drama anymore, but I now have drama in my life. And that has to dissipate. And these two are going to make decisions whether or not they want to continue to be the drama or watch the drama by not being a part of it. Because the drama plays out in someone else's house with someone else's screams, with someone else's fighting. Because as we're sitting here pretending like we're better than our neighbors, we fight just as much as they do now. We scream just as much as they do now. We're living in a rough area. And I'm realizing now we belong here. And if I don't want to belong here anymore, I have to realize I'm better than that and start acting it. No, start being better than that. Caitlin wants to act better than that and pretend like she deserves better than that. Because her father and mother came together and whatever. It's the most false middle class thing I've ever seen. Everything on the inside is just complete chaos and just controlled. Everything is just it's so like just this big ball of negative energies waiting to explode, and they want to explode it on me and say that they're making a baby with me. No, I am sorry. My butt is closed. I am squeezing I'm tight. You don't touch me. Don't touch me. Stop molesting me. I am done being molested by the Suzuki family, and Caitlin will decide whether or not she's a Suzuki or Caitlin, whatever other name she'd like to add to the end of that. Because it's not Saroka right now. I can tell you that because I deserve better. And I know she knows she deserves better than her own behavior, but she does not deserve me right now, and that's what's pissing her off. She's mad because she knows deep down that she is no longer good enough to be my wife. Because I have grown out of that inappropriacy, and she doesn't want to follow me because I'm part of the problem in the past. I was part of the reason that she's being this way. But she's part of the reason why I'm being this way. Her family before, majority of the reason why she's being this way. My family before, the majority of the reason why I've been this way. But we are all growing together, and I know those of you who are very smart are seeing the culmination of this. So you can choose to try and read comments to decide what's real from people who have an opinion, right? People who aren't real. Guys, you're real to me. I am not real to you, to most of you. To most of you, I'm something on a screen. You are being psychotic enough to believe that because there's a screen that separates us, that I'm not a real human being. And that the only thing that's real is what you see. That's crazy. Okay? So for those of you who know what's going on, good for you. That's none of you. You only know what I tell you. So you can choose to believe it and realize that I have taken control of my life. And no one else is manipulating it anymore. Except me, choosing to build a future for myself. But that's your only choice left. Otherwise, you could leave. Because you're not welcome here if you don't. Steph asked what's happening here. I have grown out of my childhood, and Katie is trying to drag me back into hers. She's trying to make me be her daddy. Is it cold there? No. Yeah, actually, because we have the oven open and the heater on. But guess what? I don't feel bad about that. I'm proud of the fact that we've come this far. We were living in the car. Katie's still complaining about it because I don't have daddy's house. Well, you know what? Go marry middle class. Go ahead. Go find yourself a controlling, abusive husband. It's not me anymore, and you're done trying to drag me down to make me that one. No. The passive-aggressive behavior to poke and prod at me to get me to freak out. Yes, it is intentional, and she knows it. But she also knows that all of society will side with her. So she's doing it. You are allowing her to remain a victim and run back to Bloomsburg in a psychotic family, a mentally ill family, and then go back to college and stay poor and confused. And then by the time she's a teacher, maybe she's a teacher for a decade, and then she's replaced by a computer. I care. I'm not crazy. I pay attention. Josh is losing his job to a computer. The tone of my voice does not change whether or not I'm telling the truth. Those who are emotionally manipulative will try to teach you otherwise. Guys, I am passionate. I am passionate. If I said this without passion, if I said this in a monotone, it would be crazy. That's crazy. Josh lost his job to I'm not a robot. I'm a human being with passion. And I have enough passion to pay attention that robots don't have feelings. This thing that you're watching on does not serve you. And it's not just a screen. It does not have an agenda, but the people who invented it have agendas. That's not conspiracy. It's a business. That's simple talk. That is not some high-level thought. It is very simple. Apple is a business. They make a product. They invented an AI brain. It doesn't necessarily think itself, but the algorithms are invented to manipulate your feelings. It's not that complicated. But it doesn't mean you should run away from it or be scared of anything. Be smart enough to know how it works so that you can move into the next generation. But while so many people are so busy trying to make an excuse as why they should stay afraid, I'm giving you nothing. I'm showing you that my reasons have to do with the present. In preparation for the future, thinking to the past of what the past has looked like. Because that's what pioneers do. You have the ability to look inside yourself and pioneer something. It's not some fun thought. It is you are choosing not to be confident about what your abilities are. That's not my fault. And I am not the guy that's going to make excuses for you like Logan Paul or Ty Lopez and say, hey, I'll sell you on this program. I'm making my own. I'm doing me. I'm doing me. What are you doing? I care about that. I want to know what you're doing because it matters to me. I get my paycheck either way. I just want to know what matters to you. Is there anything you could do to help us too? No, because the only person that thinks she needs help here is Kate. I realize I don't need help anymore. I'm doing the right stuff. Josh and Kate think they need help, so maybe you should send help for them. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, I'm the only non-victim here, but that doesn't make me the predator. I'm done with the drama. That's where I'm at. I've invited drama into my life so heavily, it has pervaded my personal space. If I had just taken things seriously from day one and expelled the drama like a confident adult and known I could handle it, I would be in this apartment by myself. But that's not the reality. The reality is there are two other people here with me who, while you try to drag them to the past, they're trying to drag me to the past now, which makes them haters. So they're on the lease till the end of the month. I can't kick Josh out. He's paying the bills. So I guess we'll see what happens. But you guys are a part of this, and they don't think you are. I know you are. I accept you. And it's not just for views. It's because you've screamed loud enough, so loud, that these two are in my house. Thank you. Thank you for providing me with a democracy where my excuses don't stand. I am eternally grateful for myself and for you. Because without you, I would still be a sleazebag, like everyone I've known before me. I'm too good for that. Let them hate me. Let them hate me for me knowing how good of a person I am. It's not great to call him a sleazebag, but guys, I ain't perfect. If you're waiting on perfection, you should look somewhere else. You're waiting for your messiah, right? Someone who's good. Well, they have to be religious. They have to be this. They better be Mother Teresa, or they're not good enough for me. Guys, here's the fact. We're not good enough for the children in Africa. Because in 2015, I told Katie this story. In 2015, I had a kid named Jimmy who was speaking Swahili with me, and I spoke Swahili with him. He told me all about his family, his friends, all that. And let me tell you, compare that to this. Send me to Africa. This is just drama. It's just we're all dancing monkeys for the entertainment of the Europeans, and the Europeans know it. And that includes you. And if you're tired of dancing, maybe you should start dancing. Because sometimes the only way out is through. I dance for you because I care about you. Because I know that what's going on in your life is tough. And that you need distraction from that. You need to see that someone can do it. But I'm starting to realize that you can't provide it to me. I have to provide it for myself. And my only job to you and your only job to me, your job is to watch as I do it. And my job is to provide it to you. My job is to show you that I can. And that I am. So. Jacked Up Tires, how are you? And Katie's sitting in the back upset because she knows this is all about me. She's upset that I'm making my life about me. That bothers her. When she doesn't realize I'm making it about me and everyone. Because she's too busy focused on me. Just like the haters. I think you know what you need to do here. Does Caitlin need to reconnect with her family? I think that Caitlin needs to make a decision. But that's up to Caitlin whether or not she thinks she needs to make a decision. But I am done making her decisions because she is dragging me to hell. As of right now, she is dragging me down. I am not dragging her down. Trust me. I am doing my ever greatest efforts to get her to work with me or say, well, do you want to go to college? What do you want to do? But she keeps running to, well, I want to work with you. I want to work with you. I want to work with you. But the second that I give her tasks, she does it for a half hour before having a freak out. And I mean, she has a freak out. And here's what I mean. She will intentionally sit there quiet. Well, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And then when I freak out, she knows the freak out's coming. She will sit there and intentionally not do it, just like what she did with her father, waiting for her dad to do it. Waiting for her dad to do it. And I know her dad is hearing this. I know her dad can relate to this. Just intentionally sabotaging it, thinking that I am her father that's going to do it for her. Well, maybe her father is smartened up. Maybe your father finally realizes this is exactly what she needs. And he's not coming. Because maybe he's growing up too. Or maybe he does show up. But you know what? I would love to be wrong. I would love to be so wrong that they don't show up. That they finally see that Caitlin needs to grow up on her own by her own choices. And that she doesn't need saving. She needs to realize it's time to start saving others, because that's what people like us are tasked to do. People who have the intelligence, people who have the attention. It's our job to provide to the public. And Caitlin is very, very good at getting attention. And everyone in her family knows it. Everyone outside of her family knows it. But she is abusing her abilities. Her ability to get attention is a very positive thing that she is using in a very detrimental way. Guys, I don't have an ability to get attention. I just have it. I have my whole life. And no matter how much I try to get rid of it, it ends up on my lap. Which is why right now I'm not trying to get rid of it anymore. I'm owning it. I'm like, okay. I'm realizing the longer I live, the more people pay attention either way. So just let people pay attention. I'll just let you pay attention. It doesn't mean I have to let the negative comments into my life, because when we're live streaming, that's very different. It's not different, but it's deeper. And it's a level that I don't want those comments in my life. But because I read my comments. One day I may not be ready to. Or not ready to, I'm sorry, I might not be able to. And so we'll find a system for that. We'll find someone, we'll pay someone to go through the comments and sift through them and find our dedicated people to talk to. And as new people start to comment more, then we engage with them more. We build out, right? Caitlin's on screen, I'm on screen. We're reading different comments. We're doing two totally different streams. I'm on YouTube, she's on Periscope. There's a million different ways this can go. But everyone and her mother are trying look at, please. Oh, no, quick, Katie. Quick, make your face go away. Please, no, look at it like a victim. Go ahead. No, quick, there it is. You should have seen her face. The death. Look how innocent she is. She's so innocent. I'm Kanye West. Hiding her emotions. Because while you don't watch, when you're not watching, she is acting like a crazy, psycho, mean person. And she is looking at me like one right now, and she thinks she's playing the game. Because the second that I move the camera, that face comes back. That's crazy. I am not nuts. This is not abuse. This is abuse. Society doesn't consider me the abusive one. That's what I'm starting to realize. Now that I've grown out of this, I see that I'm no longer the abuser. Because I never was. We abused each other. I stopped abusing her, and now she's poking and prodding at me, begging me to abuse her. No, it is not an abuse. It is called a destruction of privacy. A privacy that she refuses to allow me to keep in a healthy way. Because the moment I provide her with my privacy, she abuses my privacy, just like my haters. Which is why I am intentionally abusing her privacy. Because it is not abuse. It is so that she sees this is what she's begging for. While she stands at the kitchen, right? She's standing at the sink, pretending like she's Mother Teresa. I swear to God, she's standing there like this. She's standing there like she's Mother Teresa right now. Acting for you. Because she may genuinely believe she's Mother Teresa. I don't know. But the second the cameras turn off, she's Jeffrey Suzuki. So, and her mother. Like, whatever you need it to be. Her mother hit on me the entire time that I was there at their house. Her father was jealous of my existence, which is stupid. I agree that is stupid. I am 25. It is your daughter and your wife. That is your husband. Every one of them were my haters, and I was so self-absorbed that I actually thought they liked me. I actually thought they wanted to engage with my life. No, her mother saw my former actions on the internet, but she knows how to grab the nuggets out of that, right? She knew that I had had social attention. So then what? What's she doing now? Oh, my poor daughter. Oh, my poor daughter. And then when Caitlin goes back to the Suzukis and they file a lawsuit for defamation, right? Well, good on them. Good on them. They think they're so smart. What do they get out of me? What do you get? What do I have to offer you? You're trying to mine gold from a poor man. Because that's the direction that every one of them and Caitlin thinks it's going to go. I genuinely already know, and you already know, that that's not even a reality. It's not even a reality. But let me tell you right now, I'm paying attention to what she thinks. I pay attention to what Caitlin says. Katie truly believes that the father who threatened to sue her twice is out for her interests. He didn't threaten to sue me. He threatened to sue her. Twice. She is still living in a delusion where they are her actual parents, or that I am her parent. She's upset because she's looking for a father. She was brainwashed in a cult, and she's looking for her God. This is life. It is simple. It's not a storybook. It's not a drama. It's not a Bible that banks on the fact that it's super old to say that it's legit, that's this constant thing we run to. Well, look, it things in life prove it, because people lived by that for long enough that now it's true. I agree there's a lot of things in the Bible we should listen to. I agree with that. But guys, you want to worship paper and an imaginary creature. It's real to you. It matters to you. That's important. And my job is to not say these things because that's how I feel. But I'm entitled to my feelings. But the second I sell you my feelings, you buy my logic. And I don't want you to buy into how I think. I want you to buy into how I feel. I want you to pay attention to my feelings. While Caitlin stares at me, ignoring my feelings, pretending she's Mother Teresa. Because that's what she does, just like her father. Stares at me. Stares. What do liars do? Psychology! My fans are smart. Basic psychology. When someone stares you down, what are they doing? Attempting to intimidate you. Attempting to sell you, right? Buy my energy. I'm so important. I deserve the energy. I deserve the attention. Because who's this show about right now? Caitlin. Just like my show used to be about Conger. Right now my show is about Caitlin. Which is why she has to be evicted on the 1st of February. And I have to stop caring what happens to her after that. Regardless of what people think of me. Because it's like I have this cancer in my home. And she is being a genuine cancer when she is not a cancer. That's the worst part. We can all agree she is a perfectly sane, normal young woman who is behaving like a complete psychopath with the goal of manipulating me into giving her the attention right now, which she's getting, which is getting her high. I'm not enjoying this, but she sure as hell is. And that's the problem. So maybe you guys can help me to convince her this is the kind of attention she wants. Because she deserves better and she should be getting better. But she's waiting for someone else to give it to her, just like I used to. No one will give it to her, but it takes a village to raise a baby. And there's 130 people in here. So maybe you can help me out. You have your feet piece. I do. And Caitlin's been a part of it, and she's still trying to neglect it. She's trying to pretend as though she hasn't helped build this piece of it. And continue to neglect the baby like her mother neglected them. Complaining, I'm not a shorter to cook. It's not abuse that Caitlin had to cook. What is abuse is that Caitlin was never raised. Because her parents didn't have the confidence to raise her because she's very intelligent. More intelligent than they are, and that intimidated them. It caused fear because they didn't know how to love because their parents didn't love them well. That is not her parents' fault. But it is Caitlin's responsibility to do with who she is what her parents have left her with. And she is still acting like it's someone else's job to heal what they've done or what I've done, as if it's her job to heal what she's done to me. We all know it is not Caitlin's job to heal what's been done wrong to me, even if she was the one who did it wrong. Because I no longer need retribution. I make my own retribution through my own justice for myself. I own up to my actions and pay for them intentionally. And I don't need a middleman. I don't need a prosecutor. I don't need a cop. Because I live in a democracy of my own, in my own life, regardless of whether or not our votes count to hire the president. Hire. It's a paid job. Okay? I want you to be a part of the democracy that we can have together, aka Feet Peace. Call it whatever you want. It's not a cult. It's a society online. It's a mixture of technology and man, not giving man to technology or man using technology. It is realizing that technology is taking our jobs. So if we don't make technology our job, that's not a future I'm going to be a part of. I told Kayla, I'm like, you want to be the housewife? Well, let me tell you what. Housewife, teacher, whatever, those jobs will be gone very soon. We have ordering services for food. It's currently expensive. Give it a decade. You'll have all your groceries delivered for a couple $100s a month. And there'll be full planned meals. This isn't stuff for the future. This is obvious stuff right now. It's not that hard to ascertain. It's just that everybody wants to run from the present and pretend like we're still in the past. Pick up a phone. There's your present. Jesse, my mental health is actually doing very well, thank God. Mostly due to my diet. 100% due to my diet. I had no idea all the false hormones and whatnot in this Walmart food. I'm telling you, it was taking me down. I was overly emotional. The sugar rush, because I had so much milk. And milk. It's just milk. There's so much sugar in milk. I was having sugar rushes. I was getting high, low, thinking I'm bipolar. All it was my body taking on the food. And then mixed with that fear, my body, because of my survival back then, right? The way that I lived, I was taking on food and then retaining the fat. I don't have a thyroid problem. I have a problem. There's no problems here. This is life. There's no problems. The only problem here is that Caitlin and Josh think they have a problem. And anybody else that thinks they have a problem is outside my door. Not like actually right now, but like, I'm not the one with a problem anymore. I finally see that. I'm the one who can create a solution for other people and for myself. But I have to create that. It's not going to be given to me. Yeah, I'm on the lease. I was struggling before, but only because I thought I had to struggle. Learned helplessness. I let other people tell me that I needed to have a problem in order to solve a problem. I don't have one. It's time to solve problems for other people because those are the people who get paid, problem solvers. Has really changed from the early days. You might say that. Maybe Josh's negativity is poisoning your relationship with Caitlin. Tell him to hit the road. No, that's the point. It's not. Caitlin is choosing to be weak. Josh is choosing to be weak. They're not weak. I know them, and I know they're very strong. Josh has spent his entire life being told he's weak. He knows he's strong, and he's getting stronger every day. He made a mistake yesterday. It was a mistake. I'm smart enough to know that. Doesn't mean he's not up to anything else, but quite honestly, like I said, people who are deceptive, it takes a lot more work than to be honest. And as long as I stay honest, I'll catch up to the lies. I'm not concerned about it. I don't focus on the lies. That's how you stay behind them. But as far as Katie, just the same. Is me staying behind her lies is because I have let myself believe a lie that she knows how to love me well. But she doesn't want to learn how, even though I'm telling her every day what I deserve, right? She doesn't want to love herself well. I'm showing her how to love herself well. But what she's taking from this is an attack. But if she's not, that would be very smart if she realizes this is not an attack. But haters who are victims, who have a victim mentality, think that everything everyone says always is an attack. So they will take it as an attack, and they will feel attacked. And then they will receive an attack that never came. And then the person who, quote unquote, attacked won't have to pay for it in any other way than socially because it's not an attack. I am not intending an attack. I am not committing to an attack. I am done letting her be the ultimate victim in my life. Because she is not my victim, and I am done being her victim. Because when I was damaged or believed I was damaged, she thought she was my medicine. And now she knows she's not my medicine, and she's upset because she feels like she doesn't have a purpose because she's not given one. She's upset that she has to create it herself, so she's being lazy and pretending she's scared, but instead being manipulative and trying to manipulate me. in this moment, trying to convince me that she is making change and believing what I have to say. But I know that she's not, because she is being just like her father. I am too good for her. I am the best, and she is being the worst. And I'm telling you that for a fact. She could be far better. I could be far better. I will be far better when she grows up, or she is gone. And you will have to wait to see what she chooses. You'll have to wait to see what I choose, because it's my life. And Josh agrees with me that she shouldn't be living here anymore. He's agreed with me on several occasions. And as soon as we try to find a solution for her, she cries her way back into the household like a pretend victim. She knows she could go to college. She knows she could go back to Bloomsburg. I told her this. You are the ultimate victim. She has everything, guys, everything on her plate. She could go to college. She could go back home. She could go be a nun. She could go back to church. She could just go get a job. She could find a husband and be a trophy wife. Everything is on the table for her. She wants to choose me instead of herself. She wants to choose to be a trophy wife, but she didn't realize I'm not looking for one. She genuinely thought that I was like her father, looking for a trophy wife. But guess what a trophy wife gets? To not be a trophy wife. And then the trophy husband is not a trophy husband. He ends up controlled by the woman. And then thinks he's, has to be feminine and gets destroyed. They didn't deserve that. But that's the life they got. I'm not getting that life. I would rather suffer on my own than be controlled and have some small pathetic life with someone who doesn't love me, just wants to control me for their own purposes, send me back to church, make me get a regular job, right? Provide for her while she provides nothing but cooking, something that I could pay a robot to do. She is important because she's important. I don't value her cooking skills or her controlling skills. I value her human equality. And everything else should be replaced by robots and other people who want to do that job. Because I don't want to do that job and she doesn't want to do that job. But I'm willing to do what it takes to not have to do that job. She wants to pretend like she is, cry about it in private, and then say that I'm the reason why it's not happening. That's the truth. It's not an opinion. It's obvious fact to those who want to use their brain and not allow their feelings to control their reality. Mental health is very important. I absolutely agree. Because the comments you're reading, I'm not seeing. Oh, they're like 300 behind, and you're already blocked, so I forgot about that. All right. Respect, being honest about yourself. Not sure if it's just saying with... No, I appreciate that, Chris. No disrespect. You're fine. I've genuinely been given no option because as soon as I shut this camera off, Caitlin is trying to control me. That's the God's honest truth. I have zero options here. I'm choosing you over her. Because if I don't choose you, she will make me choose only her. Because she wants to be the center of my world. She doesn't deserve to be the center of my world. Not anymore. She helped me. She was not my spouse. I helped her. She was not my spouse. And now I want to be her spouse. I made love to her. She tried to control me and call it love. Yeah. She used it against me. Told me that if we ever were going to have a baby, that it would be okay for us to abort it. Because that's what I would want to do. That's my choice, right? But I wanted to make that choice with her. It's her body, but it's our baby. And now this is public. Is that appropriate to be public? Absolutely not. But Caitlin will do anything to control me. Because I know the second I shut this phone down, she'll convince me to make love to her again. And when she has that baby, I will be forced to be with her or to pay her child support and go back to work anyway. No! I am nobody's baby daddy. No! I am done being controlled. To the men out there, aren't you tired of being controlled? Aren't you tired of being controlled by manipulative women, not equal women? There are equal women out there. I sure as hell am not with one right now. I am not a controlling man. I am not controlling her. It is her life. It is not our life anymore. I refuse. I push it back. I made a promise. She didn't keep her half of the promise. I'm keeping my promise. Okay? There's a sign on the fridge. I'm going to show it to you. The sign on the fridge says, Jim and Kate will not leave me, and I am worth being happy and having a good future. That is for Josh. Kate doesn't want to keep that promise to Josh. She wants me to keep a promise to her and not a promise to Josh because she's jealous that she's not the center of attention. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm the center of attention. And I don't get to choose that. I just am. And as long as you try to convince me that you should be, I'm going to destroy my own show by giving it to someone who is extremely destructive. And I almost did that. I almost did. Haters play a good game, but the truth always catches up. And thank God I can finally say that, and it affects the fans and the haters, right? I don't have to say that stuff for the haters anymore. I just said it, and I'm like, oh, wow, that affects both people. It does, because I'm finally just being me. I'm serving both publics, the fans and the haters, because that's how it's supposed to be. By me being myself, everyone gets served. Good morning, Ara. How are you? I have 327 messages to catch up on. Give me 2 seconds here. Well, more than 2 seconds. No, she's right here, cleaning dishes, thinking that's her household. She's just trying to play house until the 1st of February, as if it's going to change anything. She will just do unto death because she thinks she's a man. Because her father was her only influence, and her mother acts like a man, but not like a confident one. They both are inconfident men. And Katie is standing here trying to act like a man instead of an equal, because she thinks to be equal to a man is to be a man. She has a uterus. She has every permission to behave masculine. That's fine. But to believe she's equal to me, not because I'm a man, but because I'm me, that's what's false. She's trying to do what I do and say that that makes her who I am. She wants to consume my personality and say that that's now her personality. But guys, you can feed someone water and they will call it poison if they don't know how to swallow it. Their throat will clog up. They'll start drowning if they don't know how to swallow. But they'll tell you, oh my God, what are you doing? You're feeding me water. That is genuinely Caitlin right now. I am drinking my portion. It's my water. All right? I'm disciplined enough. I'm eating my chicken. I'm having my, whatever that grass powder this is, you know? But Katie is the person who gets so pissed that I can drink it and be well. And no matter how much she drinks it, she keeps being unhealthy, that she wants to poison my water. She's that person. And I now see that. And if she doesn't want to be that person anymore, she has to stop acting like that person and be who she really is. The person who deserves the spotlight for the good reasons and stops trying to take advantage of it. Stops trying to take advantage of my fans and my haters by using me to get attention for herself. So then when she officially does get kicked out, she can go make her own platform and believe she's gonna make it. No, she's gonna end up being Conger 2.0. That's it. That's all that's gonna happen. She's gonna make her minimal money. She's gonna be miserable. And I have finally learned to stay positive and build my empire. But it is her choice whether or not her future looks like Conger's, because it will in her own fashion, or her future looks like her present, where everything is on the table for her. Every choice she could possibly have already belongs to her, as she wants to look at me and smile because she thinks I'm providing it to her. I haven't provided it to her. It's there. I never convinced her that I provided it to her. Her father convinced her that a man has to provide it to her. So she just looked at me in reaction with a smile as though I provided it to her. Because she genuinely has been sold on the idea that her own intelligence isn't enough to create her future. Untrue. Baby Bear, welcome on. How are you? Jay Bentley goes, man, you realize a lot of stuff. It's been a journey, my friend. Mocha Bear says you should all go your separate ways. This is my way. This already is my way. It's my apartment. They came into my life. Katie came into my life. Josh came into my. This is my life. And because Josh has grown, he's not going to kick me out, even though he's the one paying rent. Because he is smart enough to know this is my life. He just doesn't know how to be my employee yet. He doesn't deserve to be my employee yet. I can't pay him yet. Either way, I'm never going to have to pay him. If you want the honest truth, him and I had that conversation last night. He's never going to expect a dime from me. He's going to go bankrupt, and then when I'm making my money, he'll come work for me for free, just so he can enjoy the travel and enjoy a good retirement. Because that's called a trade-off. That's what smart men do. They make legitimate trades. That's what smart people do. They make legitimate, honest trades, and then they stick to them. I made a promise to Josh to bring him to the Feet Peace Mansion. He forgot for a little bit, and I forgot for a little bit. Katie wants it to be her mansion and act like the maid. The maid cleans the mansion. You clean the mansion right now so that you can hire a maid later who's going to know how to do your job. Because that's what you do. You learn how to do it. People like me learn from others' mistakes and my own. So I can watch her mistakes and know how to hire a maid. Or she can stop looking at me for the answer, right? Staring me down because she's upset, thinking that I'm attacking her right now. As she looks my way, waiting for me to look at her, waiting for me to talk about her, giving her the attention she says she desires. She's getting it right now. Caitlin Suzuki, Caitlin Suzuki, Caitlin Suzuki, Caitlin Suzuki. Am I crazy? Caitlin Suzuki. Caitlin Suzuki wants attention right now in this moment, guys. Caitlin Suzuki wants attention. She wants my show. She wants me to put the camera on her. I'm telling you for a fact, she wants me to put the camera on her so she could be the center of my world. And she's not, and she never will be. And that's what bothers her, because she was sold on the idea by her imaginary God, Jesus Christ, that she deserves to be the center of the universe. Because the mother of God comes down from heaven. Mother of God has been coming down from heaven for thousands of years. The Egyptians, Ashtoreth, Moloch, you name it. Fake gods. Come on. Sacrificing babies to be famous. You all know the conspiracies. BS. I call BS. That's what I call. I was the guy. Listen, oh, there she goes. She's going to cry because she wants the attention. That's it. That is the only thing she wants right now. She wants the reality to be that some fake evil God is controlling her life, or that some good God is controlling her life. But God forbid she take control of her own life. Who's willing to fight the fight of truth? Me. Who's willing to spit in the face of an imaginary God? Me. Who shouldn't have to? Me. Because that's not my job. And she's making that my job right now. I am choosing to let her. My choices are to run from my home or endure it until February 1st. And then I can finally realize I've been free this whole time. I got to endure Josh for 3 more years. While I build my income. I have to do my indentured servitude while I build my income. And then Josh can come along for the ride. And I hope and pray on nothing, because I have nothing to hope and pray on, because everything I have here I've created for myself, good and bad. It is in my hands. It is my fault and my responsibility. And I choose that. I live that. I live by that. I am that. My choices. I am my choices. And I am who I am. At the exact same time, I make them work together because I'm a smart man, not a crazy one. Caitlin's not a crazy girl. She is very misunderstood. And while she spends all this time waiting for someone else to understand her, she misses the fact that she should be understanding everyone else, because she already understands herself. She's seeking an understanding she already has. She already knows who she is. We all do. She's good enough. But as long as she doesn't believe she's good enough for me, I will not let her pretend that she is. She knows that she is. She's not better than me. She's not worse than me. We're equal. But she is going to live a life of complete inequality because she's willing to be sold a life of inequality. I cannot provide someone equality. You can't sell someone equality. They're equal. That's just how it works. If the laws say different, if society says different, if a judge says different, if the law says different, say the law already? Yeah, I know. We're equal. It's not an opinion. That's why it's so much fun to throw in people's face. But I shouldn't have to throw in anybody's face. Because I'm not throwing in your face. I'm very passionate about equality, about actual equality. Forget your over feminism. Forget your false masculinity. As I sat with the Freemasons, believing that they run the world as men, we are equal to our spouse. That's who we are. Caitlin is choosing that our equality is that of disaster and tragedy. So that is the content you will always get. Because I do not give up on my spouse. I do not give up on my other half. Because she doesn't leave on the first. We are simply going to suffer together until this ends, or she chooses to realize it never will, because we're equal, and none of it is just someone's fault. But society will make one person pay for it to make the tragedy end, because like Romeo and Juliet, tragedies end. And Caitlin grew up on Romeo and Juliet, and so did I, but I've moved beyond the drama and the fairy tales, or at least I'm ready to. But I will not move on from the drama and the fairy tales without the love of my life. We will hit each other again and again. Send the cops. I'm not telling you preemptively I'm going to hit her. I'm telling you she is going to push me so hard, but I can think forward. Am I making an unhealthy decision by being with her? Or am I telling you that I love her so much I'm willing to go to jail for her? I'm willing to let her push me over the edge over and over again. Is that insanity? Am I crazy? Or am I that much in love with everyone? Am I your martyr, or am I a normal guy who knows that this is complete insanity? This is complete insanity, and it needs to be stopped. I will be stopping it before someone else does. And everyone and me will be extremely disappointed to know that Caitlin refuses to believe in herself at any cost. She is willing to look crazy and act crazy and be crazy at any cost to her and everyone around her, just to refuse the responsibility of an adult. Not because of abuse, not because she's crazy, but because she literally just refuses to be an adult at this point. She wants to cling to the past and drag it to her present and believe that I'm going to keep her in my present. She will be in my past. She will see me on billboards in a good way. She will see me on TV. She'll see me everywhere. Or she'll see me nowhere because she'll be the one behind bars. Because behavior like this leads you to behind bars. It does. And even if she doesn't go to jail, she'll end up a druggie, she'll end up a prostitute, she'll end up in an abusive relationship that she doesn't have to solicit. She'll find Diane's gym. She'll find an ex-boyfriend to beat her. She'll turn me into what she thinks that I'm her gym. She'll end up finding her Jeff. And then she'll really be screwed. She'll find someone who pays all of her bills and leaves her emotionally bankrupt. Well, I am here bleeding on purpose for her, with her. Because that's who I am. And it doesn't matter who denies it. I know who I am. I'm the man that's crazy in love. I'm the man that needs to be stopped. I'm the one who is willing to ruin my entire life for someone else, with someone else, because I love them the way no one else would love me. Someone should have loved me enough to go nuts. Someone almost did. Caitlin is loving me enough to go nuts. I'm loving her enough to go nuts. But I, because I'm the leader and the man here, I am telling all of you, I am informing you. I am not suggesting, I am not asking for permission. I am informing all of you that there is no craziness to continue so long as we move into the present that's already here. That this is crazy. And there's nothing to end. There's only something to begin because everything has ended at this point. This is all over. Doesn't seem to be, does it? Caitlin, you will sit and wait like I did over and over for. There's 520 comments and 191 people. I'm not reading any of it because I'm talking to you. And we get to get paid for it. Why do you need that to look crazy? We don't. But you're waiting for the punchline. And if you flinch again for that punchline, this is the last time I should be flinching for your punchline. It's the last time you should flinch for mine. Because they will come. But Katie, that is not your family and you know it. But you have to decide that because it's your past. That's why I'm inviting every Suzuki to my doorstep. Because neither one of us need to be afraid anymore of the Suzuki family. The destructive, evil process. As your grandfather pissed on his wife's grave. As your father had to spend $4,000 on the bathroom. And then tell you you can't go on vacation. You're trying to tell me that's what I have to do for you. I know you know that. Do the insane thing to justify a mediocre life. He has his portion. Let him have it. Let's never talk about him again. Or her. Or my family. Or anyone else but us. Because we aren't us. This is us. Because this is J-Cat. It's feet piece. And they exist to me. And if they don't exist to you, then you can't exist to me. And I am making that blatantly clear. Go die with them. Or live with us. That's your choice. Your choice. I choose them. And you. But if you don't choose all of us, you get none of us. Because they will find a way to get you off screen if you will not accept them. Because they were afraid that I was going to trade them for you. And now I know that. I'm not trading you for anyone. I'm not trading her for anyone. Because we can all be involved in this. Nobody has to be the loser here. I have 568 comments. So, while Katie comes to reality, and everyone realizes that I'm acting for everyone else's sake, and I'm ready to be done acting, so that we can enjoy a good life. I have not been acting up until now. But do I need to act? That was very real to me as well. But that's not bipolar. That is an absorbent amount of fear coming from all directions that I somehow know how to handle on accident. And yet I managed it. I talked my way through it. I figured it out because it's not manipulation. It's literally who I am. So if I am living manipulation, well, I mean, I guess I need to get put away. But I ain't Charles Manson because nobody is going out and killing people here. But Katie's waiting for that to come. And so have you been. Everybody's waiting for the punchline. And it ain't coming. Because I'm just a regular guy. I'm just really smart. And that's okay. I'm happy and smart. It's okay to be both. I know when you meet rich people, I know when you meet poor people, I just want to be middle class in my life, just not in my finances. Caitlin thinks that now that things feel hunky-dory, that she has a right to clean my blanket. She's going right back to what she thinks is normal. The normal isn't here. The crazy is here, my friend. And you just want the limelight, but you don't want to share it. I do, but you don't deserve it right now. You will earn your way to the equality of my finances. You already have my personal equality. What you do and what you make is not who you are. I said that off screen, and now I'm saying it on screen. When I say things first on screen, you assume that it's fake. It's real. All of it. To me. Because I don't need to show them your face. Do I? Because you think you're entertaining me right now. I know you do. Let go of the past. I'm not entertained. I've said that off screen. I am no more entertained. This is real. My life is not an act. And if you can't ascertain that, even at your age, then you don't belong in the next generation. You should go back to the past and live there safely. Hide until a robot takes your job and you end up working for me in the kitchen anyway. I don't want that for you. Nobody does. They want you to either love me or hate me. Don't do either. Be my friend. Because I don't want your sympathy. Nor do I want your praise. Because you're not my wife. You're not my mom. You are my friend. You do not treat me like a friend. And you continue to poke and prod at me. And then when I finally break down, because I'm human and I will break down, when I do not treat you like a friend, it is officially my fault. No, Katie, you are on the chopping block now. Because you want to be a part of this show. I'm on the chopping block either way. You want to manipulate it and pretend like you can be on screen and not be on the chopping block. Honey, live stream is the chopping block. I put my head on it on purpose and I say, I dare you. Go ahead, cut it off. They don't want to because they want me to keep talking. And so do you. But you want them to hear you too. And yet you sit silent. Waiting for me to do your job. Like you did with your father. Because I'm not manic. I'm very excited for myself. Not for you. You are excited for you or you're not excited for you. That's on you. I'm excited for me. And in such, excited for everyone here. Because regardless of your ability to perceive it, there are 200 people in this room right now with us. You have to use your imagination to realize that's a reality to them. Because it's a reality to me too. Only because I recognize their importance. I value them. So I treat them as they deserve to be treated. But right now, I'm not. Because I'm talking to you when we should be talking to them. But you keep looking for an excuse to be fake. You can't complain anymore when I call you out. And I will call you out over and over and over. And the liars and the losers will call abuse, and I will keep blocking them. Because it's in your power to decide whether or not you are being abused, or realize that you're being lazy. And I am a very powerful man in my own right and in my own life. And no one can change that. And me being in one outfit, in an apartment, it doesn't matter what it looks like, it matters who you are. I have power because I walk outside and people look at me. And they don't look at me because I look nuts. Do I? I got a silly haircut, but other than that, they're interested because I have something important to say. But your need for me to say it to you is making all of us miss out, including me. And it continues to drown our empire in drama. And this drama, even now, is something that we will have to work out of. I will not work it out for you. I will not just do it for myself. You either decide to come with me or you decide to go away. But until then, I will intentionally help you sink my own ship. And then when I swim back to shore, you will drown at sea. And I will swim back to shore and build a new boat. And when I say drown at sea, I mean go back to Bloomsburg. Fall back into the drama. The glass house, the fakeness. That's all that's left back there. And you can nod, but you're lying, and I see it. because you still actually think that this is me solving it for you. This ship is going under right now. It is sinking in drama as you pretend that your tears are legitimate and not selfish. You're being selfish because the responsible thing to do is realize we are going down together. I am steering it down with you. But you do have your hand on the wheel and you will not let go. So that's fine. Hold on. You can have it. But now as you look outside, as people are pulling in, what do you see? What do people see? What do they see? An abused girl. A girl crying and abused. So if that's the reality, guess what? You're the one that has to choose that, and even they know that. You're a full-grown adult with extreme abilities. You were salutatorian at your school. You managed to manipulate both your parents. You've managed to convince me that you deserve equality, which you do. You're as smart as I am. Holy crap. Good for you. But now you want to use that to destroy everything. To kill yourself. Why? What are you doing? Why do you want to kill me? Because you don't want to kill me. You want this to succeed, but you want me to make it succeed without you as you play with something. Again, you want to play with toys and pretend on fantasies and be a trophy wife. You deserve equality. Stop settling for my 100 and your 0 while you sit at home having sex with the pool boy. That is how old people did it. That's how it's done in the past. We have a threesome with a beautiful woman together because I know that's what you want because I'm not stupid. And if you want to go off with the pool boy, maybe you turn it into content. Maybe you don't. That's on you because it's your half that I want to give you that you won't take, no matter how much I try to offer it to you. And that's the truth. Look at her face. Please go ahead, act for them. Act for them. Go ahead, just like you just acted for me. Go ahead. Convince them that you're a little girl and that I didn't offer you equality regardless of your age. Because you're an adult, you're over 18, you're an adult. Classification legally. That is a legality and a physical legitimacy. Yes. Go ahead. Say it like an abused child. Keep convincing them. The boat goes down further. With us, together. If you want to be on screen so bad, be on screen. You want all the attention, so come get it. Convince them that you need to be saved. Because they're already convinced. You win. So keep winning. Destroy, as your father taught you to do, as your mom taught you to do. Keep destroying. Tell me that I'm the illegitimate one. Keep telling me that because I'm raised in foster care, I got a weird haircut, bad clothes, ugly house, that I'm the worthless one. Neither one of us are. They aren't either. You think someone here has to be worthless for you to be worth something. Well, I know that. You don't. You're acting like someone does. You are acting like someone does. I'm saying their behavior is bad. You're looking for someone. You're scared. You're paranoid.
No, you looked, so I looked.
And that's the problem. Exactly. You just said it in plain words. I looked, so you looked.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Well, you're looking to me to decide what you should do. Adulthood. I can't think of it. Look what she's doing right now. There you go. What does that mean? Let's have a freak out on camera. Because you did it in private, continuing to embarrass me and make me look like the bad guy. Katie, half the people will think I'm a bad guy, half the people won't. I realize they see me ambiguously either way. Look, somebody took a screenshot. You just made content for them. Take your screenshots, guys. Katie wants the attention. Give it to her. She wants to be the drama now. She wants to be the tragedy.
I don't.
She wants us to be the tragedy.
No, I don't.
Then act like it.
I want VPs to be a wonderful, beautiful, flourishing...
Just without you. You want it to be done for you. You want to enjoy it. So go to the other side of the screen. Go live with your family. Like I've told you to do a million times.
That's not my only option.
No, it's not. The other option is to grow the fuck up. That's the only options you have in my life. You will not control me any longer, Caitlin Suzuki, with your feelings. Because I'm not a sociopath. I am healthy with my feelings. I understand what manipulation looks like. You are being a possum, and you know it. Playing possum for the screen because you see victims making minimum wage of $100 million a year. I'm in it for the big bucks, kid. Victimization doesn't make you the big bucks. It makes you $100 million a year. People who are responsible for others are the ones who make it big, real big, billions. Not Jeff Bezos big, willing to sell people fiberglass mattresses, which is what we got. I'm talking Bill Gates big. I'm talking invent the computer and have a great family and do philanthropy till the day you die. That's who I am. It doesn't matter what your opinion is. You will not change it. But what you will do is ensure that it never happens. You will ensure that I cannot be the next Bill Gates because you need the attention. Katie, we live in a world where the attention is now completely necessary. It is not an option. You should be glad for that. You love the attention. So do I. Let's utilize it instead of use it.
Let's help people.
No, help yourself and help people. Do both. That's what responsible people do. You're not Mother Teresa. This isn't a cult.
No.
Shut up.
Don't tell me to shut up.
Don't act like you don't want me to say it. Right? Now you are going to pretend to stand up for yourself. Because I'm not the one you have to stand up to, but you want them to think I am. So go ahead and stand up to me. Take the screen, Katie. Do what your father did. Take it. Just take it. Just keep taking it like his father. Like your uncle. Keep taking. Or decide to receive what's already inside you as who you are and start giving back what belongs to everyone else. Time, attention, money, because we're all in a deficit, me, you, and Josh. An extreme deficit. While you think there is time, money, and energy to waste continually, we are out. We are fresh out. I was out the day I was born. Sold into foster care. It's over. You guys were pulled into my atmosphere because I was responsible enough to say my life is worth it, and I am going to pay for the deficit of everyone, including you, them, Josh, the people who ruin my life, Judge Conahan. I'm going to pay for all of them on purpose. That's not sainthood. It's called logic. Give it to me. It's mine. It's my life. It's mine. Because I'm not looking for sainthood. I'm looking for mastery. Mastery that I already have within myself. I want to pay for their sins. Since nobody else will. I'm already being punished, quote unquote. I make my own punishment. That way no one else can punish me. That's what smart people do. Make your own punishment. Or realize that there's no punishment to be had. Because people just do wrong. That doesn't make them wrong. You're not wrong, and you're not right. This is life. Society has become chaos. We all know that. And Caitlin is just running back to her phone to do the work. Because right now I'm on screen, and she doesn't believe she deserves to be equal. I told her she wasn't, so what did she do? She listened. I agree with you that that's wrong. She picked up the phone. What did I say before? What did I say? I lied on purpose. What did I say? You have to work to earn this. I'm lying on purpose. I was lying on accident before. I might as well teach her a lesson by lying on purpose. I'm a good liar. I'm a very good liar. So I'm lying on purpose, telling her she has to earn it. She knows she doesn't have to earn it. She has to stop believing other people, including me. She has to believe in herself. She has to know that people who lie are not always liars. Sometimes people hide the truth from you because you're irresponsible with it. Because I tell her that she's equal, and she translates that into her own language. She says, oh, okay, well, that means then that this is all mine. Equality means this belongs to me. How on earth is that equality? Explain that to me. Explain to me how I'm supposed to tell her that we're equal here. How? Because the second I tell her we're equal, she takes that as, I am a master feminist. I shall destroy men. Well, the greatest way to not have babies is to pit men against women. Interesting. Is that a religious agenda? Is that a secular agenda? Or is that just not an agenda? Is it just something that's happening in society and we need to get over it? It's not an agenda. There's no conspiracy. It's just happening. Men are pitting themselves against women, women against men, black against whites. Everyone's fighting each other on purpose because they're bored. Because there's 8 billion of us with a phone and there's nothing to do. So we fight on purpose. We do what history has done. We pillage, right? We steal and we kill. Because that's what we know how to do from our history. Well, you know what? I say with the mixture of technology, we don't have to be bored anymore. Why be bored? Why use this as an excuse to be bored instead of a tool for survival, which is exactly what it has the ability to be. It can be a weapon or a tool. But guys, you don't look at a hammer as you smash it into someone's head and say, oh my God, this hammer is so bad. It's the hammer's fault. Let's stare at the hammer. Let's parrot, because that's what Katie's doing. Let's parrot the hammer's behavior and say that it's the hammer's fault. Guys, I'm a tool now. And I'm teaching you that hammers hammer nails. They don't bash in skulls. Because I'm not the stone that the builders rejected. I was rejected by the Freemasons. I was formerly a Catholic, right? So they tried to sell me on the idea, oh, I'm the stone that the builders rejected, which would make me Christ, which would make me insane because that is a God complex. Here's brass tacks facts. I'm just a hammer. I'm looking for my chisel. And she thinks that every time I chisel, that I'm breaking something. And I'm breaking her. She's solid as iron. She can't be broken. She genuinely still believes. She's willing to believe that she can be broken. So she keeps asking to be broken. Just like me. Me as a hammer, you can't break me. I finally see that. I can't be broken. It's literally impossible to break me. When you kill me, I don't break. I dissolve into the earth and my energy goes back to the earth. What does it just disappear? Do you just disappear? Maybe you disappear. But your body, think of it this way. When you eat a chicken, it has calories in it. It has energy in it. Is it dead? Dead energy. Those things don't go together. Energy is alive. Energy or dead. Is it dead or is it energy? Thank you for the super hearts. It's alive. It is no longer animated. The animated series has ended. All you have left is the real deal. It's just energy. That's my life. That's not psychotic. That's not some radical belief. It's very simple. It's pretty freaking simple. It's just science. It's nothing new. It is not anything new or old. It's simple, basic in the present. That everything is just life. Like it's not like existentially. Let's smoke some weed and let's do LSD and trip out. I don't need drugs to know that atoms make up things. I was taught that in like 5th grade. Just saying. But nobody but me seems to want to live that. But I disbelieve that. I think there's a couple people in this room who have quite the brain. Trust yourself. Don't be crazy about it. Do not make it bigger than it needs to be. It does not need to be bigger than this. It is so simple. But you know what? They read the Bible. And what does the Bible say? A prophet is not welcome in his own land. I'm saying things that people haven't said for a very long time. But it's normal stuff. It's not special. I'm no prophet. It's just normal stuff. Right? But I will be crucified or kicked out like a prophet. I am a regular dude with regular knowledge. It is very simple. It's not revealing secrets. It's not anything special. It is basic 5th grade science that we decided to discard because we thought our college education was more important. My job, my finances are more important than basic science. The laws of nature are Insignificant compared to my ability to make $100,000 a year. No, you lose in the long run. You might think I'm losing. Give it time. Maybe I don't survive. Maybe I'm your martyr. Give it time. Because people like me are tired of lying for you. That's how I feel. Because I'm not triggered, I'm passionate. I'm just selling you back what they stole from you. So stop buying it from me. Just look at my example and know that you're already right about it. That's it. But Katie wants to be on the other side of the screen. So I guess we have to give you the truth and let her live with a lie. Or Katie can finally know that her affection and her physical feelings do not constitute truth, because feelings are a result of a thought. They're not the thought itself. As you see my hands, what are my hands doing? Protecting myself from Katie's false affection, her manipulation. She will not admit that as a woman, she has the ability to think over her feelings, because she was taught learned helplessness. She was taught that she does not have the ability to think for herself. As she looks at me, thinking that I have the answer to sell to her, just like my haters. People who think I have something to sell, that is a hater to me. I'm not buying or selling anything. I'm getting paid to tell the truth. And that's it. I'm getting paid to say something that everyone should already know. Because the majority of people do not want to be sold anymore. They did for a very long time. But I know that you're done buying. So now that you're done asking me to sell, where do we go from here? I can't help you decide until Katie decides that she's here with me. But she doesn't decide that by just being on screen and then pretending she's abused with her learned helplessness. And then when we get off screen, she's a complete psychopath, that crazy ex-girlfriend. We realize that we're adults here. And you said to me that if we're going to have a baby, that we can do something about that because it's our life, our choice.
Yes, I did.
I know you did, but you're saying it the way that your father would want you to say it. Yes, I did. Mimicry, parroting. He taught you to do that, to please him. Because that is called being a captive. All right? You were a slave to your own family, just like I was to mine. But here's the thing. Look at me. Now you can look at me. That doesn't have to be a bad thing. You don't have to make that a tragedy. I worked for my brother for years and years and years, never got paid a dime. That is criminal. I worked through my childhood at Stewart's in Cunningham, Pennsylvania. And then he lost the business, went into extreme debt. And he genuinely thinks that he was just a good brother to me. He taught me examples, and he's just this awesome guy. Let me tell you something. That man does nothing but read in the past. He used to read. You know what he does now? Sits at home with mom and reads politics, pays attention to politics. My brothers and sisters always had something negative to say about him. Well, let me tell you on screen, I'm going to be the one brother who does not just give him crap. I'm going to go half and half here. My brothers and sisters are half right about him. He had all the potential in the world. That's why they were so pissed at him. I had more of that potential than him. I did learn from him. And then he decided to go to the wayside. That is his choice. That was his life. Because he chose his religion over himself. And then he got divorced after spending his whole life being celibate and devoted to an imaginary God. And now he is left bankrupt, trying to fit together the pieces. My brother, who ran a farm, now hurt his back. What's his family going to do now? Oh, they'll figure it out, right? Because everybody's together. I have one brother who is smart enough to get himself together. Now he's a bit older. He's overweight. He's unhealthy. One of his sons is his youngest. is extremely entitled. But my father, my pop, Michael Malath, he was the smart guy. He was the humble one. But he gave the credit to a false god. And now his family's paying the price. His family. As they gossip, as they fight amongst themselves. As I was the scapegoat as a child for every little thing. My little brother did something, it was my fault. My older brother did something, it was my fault. Trust me when I say that. And I have finally broken their brainwash. I am no longer in a cult. Because I grew up in a small town. I grew up in a small little hole where almost no one exists. And I let them tell me that that was my full reality. I am making an effort to help Caitlin to come into real life and break her cult thoughts at 19 instead of having to wait till 25. Wait on that one. Most people never even make it. They end up stuck in the past. Worshipping paper. Worshipping a tree. Think on that, smarties. Those of you who took your smart pills this morning, think on that one. Yeah. So, with that said, are we going to continue destroying the past? Or are we going to let the past be the past while we build the present? Because our job should be to enjoy our present by building for the future and letting the past destroy itself. Because when you destroy the past, you are in the past. I know that. You keep trying to convince me otherwise at 19. When you've known nothing but small town Virginia. Bloomsburg, same difference. This isn't an act. This is officially drama. A big burning ball of fire that I have created on purpose. Are we going to keep doing drama on purpose? Or are we ready to stop being lazy and start creating content? Because the past will consume us. And I know you think it won't, but it is consuming us as we speak. As I speak. No, you don't need humble pie. No? As you repeat me. Repeat me, repeat me, repeat me. Just sit down and talk to them like a human being would talk to other human beings. That's what you do. And stop treating people like objects. Because people aren't objects. My former family, they're not objects. They are people who have been damaged. People who need our help. But they will never know it. We help them by showing them that me and you are good people regardless of the cult we follow or what we do. Just because we are involved in technology and not in a cult doesn't make us devil worshippers, because that's what I used to think of people on the screen. But I've grown up. I haven't swapped my causes. There's a reason why the Roman Catholic religion is on the list of terroristic threats or something like that for the US military. Like, religions are dangerous right now because we're in a time of technology and intelligence. And intelligence that is in the current is far above the religion of today. And people are very scared. They don't know what to do with that. And so they turn to saying, well, the present is evil. But they think they're talking about the future. They're waiting for Armageddon. So their Armageddon is right now. You know, I mean, they're destroying themselves. And I almost did that to myself. It's, oh, doomsday, doomsday, doomsday. All these evil names, all these evil things. You remember when I remember? You guys remember? I used to put owls in my stuff. I used to put frogs in my stuff. Praise Kek, praise worship, Moloch, blah, blah, blah. Because people thought I was evil. So I was like, oh, I must be evil. Because of past thoughts, past religion. Guys, it's all conspiracy. It's crazy stuff that drives you nuts. You watched me. If you want your proof, you watched me go nuts. You watched me go insane at the defense of a false god. I'm not crazy anymore. I just had to let go of my past. And as I finally am getting tired, it's not funny to you. It's not funny to them. It's funny to me because it's my life. I find it funny that I'm tired because I find myself entertaining. If you find me entertaining, you belong in the audience. Do you understand that from now on? I am not your entertainment. I am your actual friend in real life, Kate. But you continue to seek to be entertained by me because you're too lazy to entertain them, because you're afraid of them. Trust me when I say if you respect them, they will respect you. I thought that was a lie, right? Because my cult personality told me if I respect them, they will try to consume me into the fire of evil. Katie, it's ancient, small thought, but it's not nearly as ancient as the truth. And the truth is that our mind is made to work with our subconscious. This is supposed to work with this. When you only use 2,000 years of history to decide 10,000 years of production, over 10,000 years of production, you get it's a symbolic meaning to say you're stuck in a loop. You're watching your own movie over and over. I'm living a life. You go to the bookstore and you can see an Ouroboros in the bookstore, Greek mythology, Norse mythology. It's not mythologies coming together to find the truth. It is breaking down all of the fairy tales and realizing that's all that's left is human knowledge and the realization that the metal we use in these phones comes from the earth. It's part of the earth. It's not foreign technology. It is not technology. It's a part of the earth. It's common sense to say one day we will merge with it. Maybe that's 1,000 years from now. But at least I am calm enough, insane enough to say, by simple logic, it is in the earth, it is part of the earth, it comes from the earth just like us. The earth is trying to fuse different things together using our intelligence because we're smart. Why do people complicate that so much? Because right now I'm selling you the truth. Nobody wants to buy, do they? So stop asking me to sell that to you. Tell Caitlin to stop asking me to sell you the truth. Please talk some sanity into this girl, actual sanity, to grow up so we can live a regular life, go make content for you and enjoy the life that we have here. Take a breath, go outside, jump around and have fun because the world is still human. It's not gone. It's still here. But what's the point of me enjoying it without anyone else? That's how I get. And I'm not crazy. I'm just really tired. Someone should come on screen, girlfriend. Why don't you talk some sense into yourself instead of keep begging me to do it? Whew. Welcome to Feet Piece. We need a tripod. Go get the big tripod. I want to keep the windows open because this is regular life. When your family shows up, freaking out, they're going to end up being a part of the content, and you are going to have to decide how you decide. They're running here right now, or they're going to wait until we're off screen, because that's what the Suzuki's do. They wait to do it in private to try and prove to someone that it's legit. No, just to hide their secrets. But I don't keep anybody else's secrets anymore. So the longer you try to steal my truth, the more I will expose your secrets. But I'm not Michael Conger. I'm only doing it in self-defense. So when people realize that I am actually a force to be reckoned with, not because I'm some big tough guy or I have balls or anything, but simply because I'm not here to expose people's lies. I'm here to tell my truth and talk about my life. Then hopefully people will stop trying to get me to talk about theirs. But if they're willing to invade my life to talk about theirs, well, apparently they want the attention more than I do. So I guess I'll have to talk about them. That's not an invitation. It's a warning. You don't want your secrets out there. I'm not going to chase after your secrets. You're going to come after me. I'm just going to put you on screen as the paparazzi outside my door. That's it. I'm not digging any dirt on you. I don't care. All I'm going to do is point the screen at you as you look like a crazy person shining your camera in the window. There was a guy walking around the neighborhood the other day. I have the Ring app, right? I got a camera phone.
Security camera.
Shows my age. Got a security camera. There's a guy walking around town looking for us, knocking on doors. It ended up on someone's Ring camera, and they put it up as an alert. Cops are looking for this guy. This is how this is going to go for people who keep chasing after my life. Because now you're chasing after, you are invading and disrupting the lives of other people. I'm not. I'm officially ready to just live my life and go out, which is what we all want. We don't want crazy people knocking on doors trying to get attention from me. But right now I have one in my house. Should she be kicked out? I think not. I think that we saw one screenshot because people aren't looking for the drama truly, Katie. Yeah. They're not truly looking for the drama. They're looking for the truth. And they're willing to settle for drama if it satisfies them emotionally. We shouldn't be satisfying them by hurting their feelings. You're trying to satisfy me by hurting my feelings. I'm not trying to satisfy you by hurting your feelings. I am hurting your feelings on purpose. Because your feelings need to be hurt. It's called discipline. You need to realize the mistakes you're making are detrimenting everything. And I am ready to not make mistakes anymore. I am intentionally making mistakes that are far less than the mistakes I would make if I didn't turn this camera on. That's called maturity, ownership, authenticity, reality. Respect that. But don't be my fangirl. You're welcome to be. But the only thing you're ever going to do is abort my babies. Which is sick, in my opinion. You're not my slave. You're not my servant. You are everyone's equal. And the moment you write off our neighbor, or you write off your parents, or you write off everyone here, I've told you several times, we're no better than our neighbors. You're waiting for me to make that true. It's already true. And we are becoming worse than them. That's true. Because attention has become our drug. We must not replace the attention. It's our responsibility. We must replace the emotions with healthy behavior. Healthy distractions. Because to us, this is not a distraction. There's nothing wrong with that. We are merging into the present. And the present says technology is becoming mainstream. Some people think it already is. Oh, no, it's not. But it's coming in the present for the future, taking the nuggets from the past, not living in the past. Because the past is a great predictor of the future when you're only counting on parts of the equation that you want to. Because George Washington did not have an iPhone. And as funny as you might think that is, it's not funny at all. All of us are way smarter than George Washington right now as we sit here. The greatest place the potential sits is in the graveyard. No more graveyard. Hello, everybody. All right, so let me catch up on this and control our narrative. Let me help you know what the narrative is, not what the comments say. I'll let you know what the narrative is, because popularity bias does not decide what a narrative is. It doesn't. Let me catch up here. Taking control is seeking help. Yeah. Katie, do you want this advice here? This is to you, so you have to answer it. Do you read the advice? What does it say? I see. We can't have only you on screen. We gotta figure this out. Just come closer. Come as close as you can. All right. See, because guess what? It's a portrait screen, my love. And we both smell like BO.
Yeah, you want me to look at the mirror?
Will you bring me some too? Yeah. Do you mind me using yours? Do I have one?
I don't think you have any.
Because we're tired of smelling and being gross and having one pair of clothes and being degenerates. Because we've actually been degenerates. I own that. I thought that me buying one pair of expensive clothes made me special. Yeah, special education maybe. I'm growing up here. We're waiting until we have enough money to go to Goodwill and get a week's worth of clothes. We weren't going to fill you guys in on these things, but I'm starting to realize I don't think we're allowed to plan. I don't think that's how it works. I think we just live it. Give me a second here. I got to wipe my pits here. Oh, God. Can we open the windows, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Would you mind doing that? I'll do the ones in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
Or are you gonna be super cold? I forgot it's a cold day. Check the temperature quick. Right there. You got the phones. That's what I'm telling you. Thank you. Oh God, my butt is sweaty. A lot of work here.
It is 17 degrees.
Is that it? All right. Close up those windows. Just close the oven if you could.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wipe my pitch here. We're gonna take a little breath. Your mind needs a break. My voice needs a break. Because you're not fooling anybody, Kate. They know you're thinking. You're trying to logically deduce for yourself what reality is. Because you grew up in a cult. Do you know why I had to say that to you? Because on some weird level, God, the universe, whatever, myself. Because I don't think I even fully believe that yet. But just like everything else I'm coming to believe, your behavior is proving to me what other people have said outside my religion that I didn't want to believe. Talking about the chicken?
Yeah.
That's not the stuff that hit the floor?
No.
Oh, did you make that and put it away?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you reheat it? I know you're going to have some, right?
Yeah.
Just heat that all up because my brain's been working some heavy duty and I'm going to be very hungry. Oh, by the way, guys, your brain is a muscle. It can make you hungry when you work it. I have a very, very strong brain, but I've let my body go to the wayside. I think based on how I'm talking, we can all agree I've let my brain do enough of the work. It's time to put my body to work because I'm ready to sell my intelligence. I'm ready to go out and let people see the life that I deserve to live. And I thank God you get to be a part of the enjoyment because that's feet peace.
You want me to heat up this little wing too?
What's that? Sure. I love the wings. I like eating off the bone. I don't know why. But I like eating it off the bone. I would like to do the vegetarian thing. I'd like to try being a vegetarian because I'm eating the meat.
Yeah.
And it's just like I just have these weird sensations that I'm not a big fan of.
Okay.
And I think it's coming from the fact that my body is officially metabolizing that protein.
Okay.
But it's coming from the meat, which was an animal that was killed, which I agree with doing for people who need to do it. But I think that because the earth is connected and everyone's connected in some way, shape, or form, that is going to sound completely crazy to everyone. They already know what I'm going to say. I just can't explain that.
So you want to go vegetarian?
I'm going to have to.
Okay.
Because strawberries don't experience pain. So I know how nuts I seem.
That depends on what you... Because like on Mythbusters, they did that thing where like the plant, there was like electrical pulses. When, like,
And it felt pain?
Well,
No.
We don't know if it felt pain. But
Who's
like,
we? Who's this we? See?
Sorry.
Fans. She goes, we didn't know on Mythbusters.
I'm sorry.
Katie, I'm sorry for you that you're so sold on a television show. Think of it this way. When you say we, that is under the assumption that everyone else that watches that show, including those who make it, know you exist and is your best friend. Katie, you have been a product of media.
Yes.
Up until this point, an absolute product of media, not even a human. You're going to become a person.
I'm learning to be a person.
You're learning to be a human being. A person is how you interact with other human beings. You're learning how to do that. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just living my truth. And everybody in their own way is going to understand what I'm saying in their own little way because my job is to connect with as many people as I can. And in order to do that, I can't just believe a conspiracy or not believe one or the other. I just got to live my life to what's working for me. Because that's called individuality mixed with community. That's a beautiful thing. We bring on the next generation. Millennials. It's time for my generation to be having babies. But I'll tell you what, I don't want to bring my baby into a world where I can't financially afford to take care of them. But Caitlin and I are in love, and we're going to make love, so we're going to do the responsible thing, and we're going to return that baby to the earth. It's not killing a baby. Because we're not alive or dead. We're here. That's real. It's not an opinion. You don't get to control your life. Yes, okay, when you live to 500, please let me know. Because that's the ocean. Let me know when you live to 500. And then I will believe you that you were able to control your own life because you were the anomaly while everyone else lives to 100, that you said you controlled your life and lived to 500. I will believe you then. Until then, let us agree to disagree that you are not in control of your own life, regardless of what you do, regardless of what they do, because there's no they. It's only us, because Kate's right. Everybody is in us. But what us you decide to choose is going to choose whether or not you are a product of media or a creator. Period. Media or no media. Because this isn't media. This is reality mixed with technology. It's not the future. It is the coming present that we are pioneering. We're not the only ones, but we're responsible enough not to spend our time in the drama anymore. Hopefully, I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. Because I would rather I'd rather have people think I'm nuts for the truth than actually be crazy for a lie. Welcome to Feed Peace.
Did you broadcast?
What?
Jim broadcast.
Yeah. We got 164 people, 1,400 comments I have to catch up with. Okay, but like I said, you're part of this. Is that still heating? Or does it need your attention?
It's still heating.
Come take a seat. Can you get me once that gets on cold? Once it goes lukewarm, it's terrible. It just tastes like grass. Tastes like I'm putting my face in the dirt.
Do you want me to make another one then?
Yeah, would you mind making more?
Yeah.
But here, come answer this comment first.
Okay.
Because this comment's for you.
Yeah.
Mocha Bear says you read their comment because that's how I do it. Do you trust me?
Yes.
Okay. Speak to the human being.
Okay.
Don't be afraid of them.
Kate needs to restart her...
The name.
Oh,
say their name.
Sorry.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
And don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. There's nothing to be sorry about. This is a new present that you have never been taught. Guilt is not involved. This isn't a cult. There's no guilt involved. You don't have to pay for anything. Just be respectful by saying their name. Because it's polite to say people's name.
Mocha Bear 18 says Kate needs to restart her life, go back to college, go to some frat parties.
Katie, is it possible to restart a life as if it's a video game?
No.
Okay. Can you go back to education? Or are you being educated?
You can just be educated.
No, you. What are you doing? Are you being educated?
Yes.
Are you educating yourself? Or do you need to go to the former route? Not the traditional, because it's not traditional. College is non-traditional. The most traditional is self-education. That's called nature. College is non-traditional education. Think of it. It's non-traditional. It's a business. When has education ever been a business? Up until these past couple hundred years. Education was never a business. It was educate. You taught yourself and you listened to philosophers. You paid in different ways. But before education was a business, there was no such thing as education. It was called experience. It was called knowledge, learning. You did it through life. That's ancient. Far more ancient than your books or your philosophers. Next.
I...
Go to some frat parties.
that is not my thing.
Am I guiding you right now or am I controlling you?
I would say guiding.
But only if you're willing to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look for their approval or their fear. Don't look for my approval or my fear. I'm telling you my side of the story.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to tell you yours. You don't have to choose one or the other.
Yeah.
It's true. So don't let me answer for you. But I'm a quick answerer.
Yes, you are.
You will have to answer for yourself as fast as I do if you want to be on my show. It is my show.
Okay, no, I do not want to do that. Thank you very much. Thank you for your advice.
Oh! Katie, still the wrong answer. That was called you being rude to them and me. So that you could hide for yourself and be a hater.
Okay.
I know you see it. And you're still looking, right?
Okay.
Katie, no one's forcing this on you. Breathe. If you don't want this, say so.
But I do want to be
Then
on
show
here.
it. Then act it. Don't act. Be yourself. You've never been. It's not you don't know how. You think someone's going to hit you the second you are yourself. Because that's what you've always been told. That's what I've always been told. The deep, scary truth beyond the cult, deeper than everything, is that everybody just wants a friend. I'm willing to tell everyone my truth if it means I get a friend.
I don't want to go back to college, and I don't want to go to frat parties.
But is that the truth, or are you just telling them what you don't want? Because as you continue to tell people what you don't want, you expect someone else to choose what you do want. It's lazy.
I do want to go out and go on walks. I do want to.
And in my life, that takes work.
Yeah.
In my life, you can go to college, you can go get a job, and you can do that in your free time. But this is our community that you have already become a part of by your choice. These are the people that want to be your friends, but you decide whether or not they should call victim on you, or you tell them that this is the life you truly want by doing the work like I'm making an effort to do and bring you into, not draw you into, not manipulate you into, offering you. You're making enjoyment painful.
I'm crying because I'm sad, but I'm happy.
She feels like she doesn't deserve to have an enjoyable life. She feels like, just like the haters, she feels like she has to go to a regular job to earn her enjoyment, to earn time off.
It's so hard to imagine that I could just talk to people.
She's not acting. She's trying very hard not to act right now. This is the society jobs with our traditional education, with our man-driven, women-suppressed society. I am not suppressing her. I am uplifting her as a good husband, regardless of a ring would do. Because I don't need a ring to be dedicated till death do us part. I don't need a piece of paper or a ring to know that she is the love of my life. It's who I am, it's who she is. And she is thankful right now. She is grateful. Caitlin, be grateful to them too, because they're part of the reason that you have me. And that's the part you don't want to admit. But they don't want your thanks. That's the hard part. You're waiting to find a God. You're waiting to find someone to give gratitude to. Caitlin, be grateful to yourself for building your own life. Because it's not grooming. It's not manipulation. It is regular life. It is regular life. We are making a choice. We have made a choice to have Josh pay our bills, doing his traditional job, while we earn the right to life, to our own freedom here, that we can then share with Josh as well.
Yeah.
Josh is earning his legitimate retirement because he's smart enough to see that robots and lies are going to taking his job. Someone has to fix them. But a better life is an enjoyable retirement, chilling out with Feed Peace. Till death do him part. Drama needed. And Caitlin is working through that. That's the only thing being worked through right now. Katie letting go of her past. She needs your help with that. She needs our help with that. And while we have 1,579 comments, how can I involve you? For those of you who are so busy just trying to make it negative, I can't. Or I can just make sure you don't have a voice in my life. Because I'm not taking away your freedom. I'm reminding you that you have no power in mine. Welcome to Feed Peace. Now we're going to take a very long time, and I'm going to go through every single comment. Thank you, Kate. Because to be successful, you must block out all of the noise, all the time, and be yourself at the same time.
careful with that chicken wing because there's still some skin on it that we couldn't get off. Okay.
That's okay. Thank you. Hometown goes. Sometimes it's hard being the captain of the ship. So many icebergs. Oh, hometown. I'm glad you and I are on the exact same page. I know. So many. But I'm realizing I'm swimming and people are deciding whether or not to swim behind me. And people on shore are saying because I swam out and people followed me that somehow it's my fault they followed me out to sea. My father was a Navy SEAL. I can hold my breath for a very long time. And it's not because my father was a Navy SEAL. It's because I'm Jimmy Saroka. And I have Olympic genes mixed with an incredible nurturing behavior that I've taught to myself. I coddle myself. I caress my own. I don't need help. And I have my nurture. I have my nature. And you can't take either from me. It's mine. Welcome to Feed Peace. Donna, I'm actually not angry. You're going to identify my emotions in whatever way you're going to be able to perceive, but I'm not angry. I'm very happy. Llama Balls goes Meredith. I don't know who that is. I think it's just drama. All right, still 1,500 to catch up on. Someone goes, may I please send you a lint roller? Original Pint Drinker says why, probably like a half hour ago, so I'm not sure what's going on. Let me eat a little bit. Thank you. Donna says maybe it's jealousy. It's been jealousy. She needs to expel it now because she doesn't have an option whether or not to if she wants to keep living with me. So the irony of all this is everyone expected me and Josh to be gay together. I'm not gay. And he found out neither is he. He's back and forth daily about it, but every time he commits to something homosexual, it ends up being very unhealthy. I think once he learns to be healthy as himself, then he'll be able to figure out what his sexuality is. But I think as for right now, I think a lot of people live with a trigger finger, trying to make a decision and make it their result in the rest of their life. But really, life is a continual string of choices that we pretend is one big choice. Go Tigers goes, have you guys consummated your relationship? Yes, we have. I'm proud of it. Why aren't you? I love you. I love making love to you. It's fantastic. She's amazing in every way. We're working on the rest.
Yeah.
You are amazing in every way. My job is to now convince you of that. Remind you of what you never knew is already true and always was. Original Pine Drinker goes, you're always going to get hate, Jimmy. F knows why. It's based on the content I put out. Hopefully our life can be content for the last time in this way and we'll grow up and move forward. But I pretty much said to Kate, I'm like, look, You promised this, you promised that. We're saying we're going to do this. I'm making all these promises to my VPCers, and you're still pretending like we're going to live the old life. So this was my final will and testament. I'm like, this is how it goes. But once again, Katie built up to this, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. But I had to prove to her that the end of the world is not coming because she's not in a cult anymore. The end of the world isn't coming. The advancement of man has been happening for thousands and thousands of multiplicable dozens of thousands of years. And then there was dinosaurs, giant birds on the earth. Okay? Who knows what comes next? But you don't know, so quit worrying about it. Because it ain't doomsday. It's like, I don't even know what day of the week it is, and that's your fault. And I don't mean it's your fault. I mean, it's our fault, because I am willing to leave other people be in my life. So that becomes 157th my fault. So, but it is 100% my responsibility. And if Katie would like 50% of a relationship with me, that requires 50% responsibility for everything in my life. And me taking 50% responsibility for everything in hers. So when your father sues us, then it'll be time to have some fun. He'll flex his non-power with money he doesn't have, living at the end of his paycheck as usual. And when his family goes homeless over trying to sue me for money I don't have, he's not going to do it, Kate.
Yeah.
It's a bluff. Because that's what weak men do. They bluff over and over and over until they finally snap and come kill a guy like me. Because they want to assert dominance that they don't have or need. Because he doesn't need to defeat me to prove that he's a man. He doesn't have to defeat his father to prove he's a man. He's a man. He raised you. Good man. He put up with your BS through your entire childhood. Good man. Good man. He raised a very intelligent daughter. I will agree with that. He messed it up completely. But you know what? He and Diane are the reason I have Kate. And they are the reason she has me. We are grateful to you, Jeffrey and Diane. And I hope that's true for you, Katie, because it's 100% true for me. It's not an act. I say they have messed up royally. And also, at the same time, I am grateful. Not for the mess ups, for the good parts. You take the nuggets. Because they did far more good than bad. You know why? Because we're here now. Yeah. No matter how bad they were, they did more good than bad. Because you're here right now. That's proof enough. And if it's not proof enough for you, you will always be ungrateful for what they did for you. And so focused on what they didn't. I was focused on what they didn't. So let's never again talk about what they didn't do well. Let's focus on now and let the echoes of the past remain the echoes of 10,000 generations. Remember the good. Leave out the rest. Learn from the past. Forgive them. Forgive me. I forgive you. I forgive them. I forgive my family. But you don't forgive because it's like you're so special to forgive. Because you shouldn't have to forgive. You just get over it. Because nobody needs your forgiveness. You forgive them because it's the right thing to do. That's it. No one's opinion matters on why you forgive them or not. You just forgive them. As far as me, it would be very convenient to forgive me too. And if we're going to do this, eventually we're going to have to forgive one another. I've already forgiven you if you can't tell. I forgave you about a week ago. Because I decided that you don't need my forgiveness to move on. I just need to focus on my job. Do you want to do this job with me? It's okay if you don't. Then do it. Let's adult. Okay. That requires adulthood. It doesn't request it. It's very difficult to have to jump into adulthood, right? It's difficult. Yeah. But your father and mother did prepare you.
I just don't want to admit it.
Neither did I. Katie. And while I'm smiling, you're crying. But it's not a comedy or a tragedy. It's neither one. This is real life. This is serious. to be treated seriously without a laugh or a cry. It is real life. But don't fake it, right? You're like shoving it down. Come here. You will learn. In time, you will learn how to appropriate your feelings and operate among regular society without shoving everything down. Because she was not healthy before. She shoved everything down as her parents do too. And I hope her parents are crying for her now in a good way. Because she's crying for you in a good way. Because everybody deserves healing. But healing doesn't always mean physical communion. Because the bread is bread and wine is wine. You're in a cult. And that's your problem. You're welcome to come to the sane realm where real level-headed people live. Where we don't manipulate people for control and call it salvation. Or you can continue to serve nothing and no one ever and pretend like you're serving yourself and others. Because while Mother Teresa said that she was serving Calcutta, I will diss on Mother Teresa and say we are the poorest country in the world. I sat here with Caitlin Stana and a woman named Constance from Caitlin's church as they continue to justify, literally in the most insane ways, right, Katie? They were justifying Trump's walls with like saying, no joke, like as if saying that Mother Teresa of Calcutta spent time in Calcutta where people were, she said that America was the most poor country. She said that. Mother Teresa said that. I was Catholic. Why was she in Calcutta? We are the poorest people. I agree with that. 100%. We have financial wealth. Oh, absolutely. But we are emotionally bankrupt. So I'm not a saint. I'm a rational human being who realizes that Mother Teresa was a ruse. The Catholic Church is a ruse. And I'm done playing the game. I am done being a pawn in their game. Because that's what I believe. Because my proof is that I see everyone around me justifying why a saint is a saint as they worship statues. I don't worship anything. That doesn't make me lawless. I follow the law of the land and the law of my government. Because that's what's real. That's in front of me. I have a choice whether or not to add extra laws onto my life for justification for my behavior. I don't need extra laws to be a good person. I don't need extra fear to be a better person. Quite honestly, I think in time, I probably won't need any laws to remain being a good person, regardless of what's in front of me, because I see a temptation at the door and I always say no to it. Laws are for people who can't be good without laws. But guys, when you're on social media, what's the need for law? Oh, I'm serious. What's the need for law? When you follow the law of the land and everything is public, you don't need fear to drive you. You just realize that, holy crap, either I do the right thing or people are going to ruin my life. I don't need the government's help. I don't need the law's help to get in trouble. All I need is one of my neighbors to be pissed off enough at me that they show up at the door with a gun. No law needed. That's not lawless. I don't call that anarchy. I call that social justice. Those are my beliefs. You're welcome to your own. But I would rather be responsible to my neighbor than be responsible to irresponsible people with a badge. Because they are currently being irresponsible and abusing their power because they're afraid, because they know that they're not going to have it forever. Because they're being replaced by actual society, a utopian society where we are responsible for one another. And I'm going to help bring that society to realization. And 99% of people are going to fight me over it. And if you want to make me a martyr to the cause, let me ask you, what happened when MLK got shot? What happened when JFK got shot? What happened when every person who gave their life for a better belief got in trouble? And what else? How long did those people spend trying to convince that person that they're not that person? They will fight me until they actually try to shoot me. I'm the one willing to take that on. Are you? Because these are my beliefs, and they're not radical and they're not crazy. And we know it. They are technologically and psychologically advanced. because equality is not such an advanced idea. It's something we lost along the way. People are receiving privilege where it doesn't belong. And so they're willing to kill to cover up and hide the fact that they created false privilege. So, another 1,669 to go. I'm going to be blocked for my lint roller. No, I blocked it before already. A father knows $1's worth. My father told me, my hubby, that I was dangerously observant and ignorant. Almost literally what Kate's dad told me. Not exactly, but something similar. She looks scared. She is scared. You're scaring her. I'm not scaring her. She's scared. Kate, are you scared of me or them?
I'm more scared of them.
More scared of them. She's only a little scared of me because she's starting to realize she no longer has a reason to be scared of me. She gave me a reason. She gave me a reason for her to be scared of me.
Silly.
It's true, though. I gave her a reason. We were scared of each other, and it was our own fault.
Yeah.
My brain is on overload, okay? I've been doing this for a while now. Just chill, Kate. Just let it go. See? Just another neighbor. Just breathe. Guys, here's what happens. You falsely called the police so many times that you've terrified the girl. Kate?
Yeah.
Where she is continually looking out the door waiting for the cops to come. I am almost fully over that.
And like at nighttime, he's like, Caitlin,
Nobody's coming.
Be afraid. You don't have to be fearful. Calm down. It's okay. Calm down. It's okay.
I'm opening the windows and she's freaking out. I'm like, Katie, nobody's out there.
Yeah.
Nobody's out there. There's one dude who was videotaping our house, and then your family's creeping around. What are they going to do? Throw a rock through the window? They'll have to pay for it. I don't see that as a problem. So it hits me in the head. I'll be all right. I've had worse. It ain't hitting you in the head. They're not going to aim at you. My husband often acts like Mother Teresa. He wears the same sandals. See, what am I doing? Mm-hmm. Roll it off your back. Because if we're going to believe the way we believe and live the way we live, and know that it is simply a natural mindset mixed with the present reality, we live in the present. It means you have to let the past be an echo, not a voice at your front door. So when it comes to the front door and it's a voice from your past, realize it's a voice from our past, because our past is now intertwined. We handle it together. Not because we're some couple, but because they are involved in my past as well. It's way more your responsibility.
Yes, I agree with that.
But me not being there isn't the answer, because I'm a part of your present. That's ignoring the present. But vice versa. If I deal with my family, I've always wanted you there.
Yeah.
Because I know that. It's common sense. That's nature too. I don't have to explain it. Again. You good, bro? Hometown goes, I read the Bible every night. It helps me ignore my husband's constant crying from the spare bedroom. Oh, God. That's very, yeah, I'm done with that. Katie, mm-hmm. Don't let him in your head. Michael TV07 says, stop staring at me. Oh, man. Just glaze it over, Kate. Kelly UK, Stella Queen asks, sorry, I'm confused. So is Kate leaving on the 1st or next month? She's not leaving. I mean, are you? I'm looking at the photos, deciding if I've seen it before or when I'm going to talk to them or not. What's up, funny guy? How are you? Good to see you. Katie, are you better than me? Lily Bus says, OMG, you are so mental. She's far better than you. Are you better than me or are we equal?
No, we're equal.
That's life. Everyone is equal. None of you in here are better than the other. That's a fact, not an opinion. You have to live with that. I've just said it. Don't kill the messenger. Your actions don't decide your human equality. We all deserve a right to life. But who chooses whether or not you live or die has a lot to do with who has power over your life. That's also a fact. Caitlin would have died if I decided not to take power over her life and teach her how to have power over her own. Charlie Bear says, why doesn't she control you when the camera's on now?
Because I'm smart enough not to do so. Although there are times when, unfortunately, I have tried even when the camera is on.
No, you've done it. And you think you need to pay something to somebody. Katie, I wasn't inviting you to answer that question, but you answered it like you were being punished. You're not being punished.
So
telling the truth is not a punishment.
Yeah, just owning up isn't a punishment. It's just.
But do you know why? Because when you are in the Catholic Church, you go to confession to tell the truth. It's a punishment. It's a penance. Telling the truth becomes a penance. You receive absolution for telling the truth. Telling the truth becomes your payment towards salvation. As in, you have to pay for hellfire. Guys, telling the truth is not something you do as a punishment. That's what we are taught in the church. You confess your sins, things you do wrong. When you're not strong enough to say them in public, there's no reason why you can't say them. You're just being weak. You're choosing not to own up to your behavior to your friends and family, so you give it to a celibate man. Why? Men run the church. Male dominance. My mind until right now. I hear it. I know it's true. I accept it. Running towards the acceptance of truth is how you run away from lies. Because you don't run away from lies. You just, when you know you hear something's true, you run with it. You just run with it. You don't ask questions. You're just like, because if you have questions, then you usually don't know if it's the answer. But I could tell you, that's what I'm running with. Meg says she's getting on his nerves. It can't be all about him and he's mad. Exact opposite, kiddo. I do not want it all about me. I'm tired of it being all about me. Okay?
It's true.
If I wanted it all about me, why would she still be here?
Yeah.
She wouldn't be. Says, please get a vasectomy. I wish you and everyone who thinks like you would do so. I'm not the one that needs one. It's all the crazy people running around with guns and Bibles. I am definitely not a narcissist. I am a regular human being who just accepts the life that I'm living. I accept what's around me for what it is. I don't try to make it something it's not. That's narcissistic. She just got a voice and you're throwing a fit. Katie, Were you showing your voice or were you whimpering again? You were. You weren't.
No.
See? Because did I give you 2 options or did you listen to my 2 options?
I listened to your 2 options.
Katie, you were making an effort to have a voice and I got scared. I shut you down. I'm sorry. We work together towards this. You're not the only one making mistakes. That was for me and for them. Is that okay? Does she get jealous of Josh?
Sometimes, yes. Yes, I do.
Which makes no sense to me. Hi, Bob. How are you? Taylor Starr, welcome on. How are you? I will tell you for a fact that a small portion of the hippies that you make fun of right now are going to be running the world, and you are going to be the poor one. Because most of the things that a lot of you believe are based on lies. And they're slowly going to fall apart. And while you're making fun of the flower children, they're the only ones that are respecting, the way that things are going. Now, if they're just a hippie and they don't, they're not fusing with technology in some fashion, then they'll be left behind with you. But people who are respecting the earth and technology and one another, people who are balanced, regular people, will have a future. They will inherit the future. Not Meek will inherit the earth. This isn't a religion. I don't care how Katie's, thank you. Why don't you just tell me? You can look at me and say, calm down. That's what I do, isn't it? But you do things different to do that.
No.
Well, it worked.
Okay.
Thank you. That's not a bad thing. But don't do it in hiding, right? You could say like, Jimmy, that's rude. Because it is rude. Well, it worked. I was being rude. Because it's not reproofing one another, Kate. It is improving. There's no penance. There's no nothing you have to pay for. It's just you're improving me. But really, you're showing me that I'm already improved, and I don't need to act less than I am. Neither do you. When we catch up with these comments, we'll decide then. Because then isn't here. Yeah. Right now, I have 1,568 comments. We have that many to catch up with. So they say they don't want us to talk, but they sure want us to talk. Okay. Did I drop a piece?
No.
Okay. Grogger, I'm too smart to make this a show.
This is real life.
Yep. Marissa says, I love that idea. Why does everyone keep saying mansion? I'm that far back. Josh in the Feet Piece Mansion? I'm that far back in comments. Come back after intermission, folks. Because this is going to be the intermission. Or this is the content. You're choosing to be the content. I don't want you to be the content. So when you're ready to not be content and let me create content, I will create content for you. But as long as you want to be the content, you stay poor and I get rich. But not in the way I want to be rich. None of us here wants me to be wealthy this way. So we're all on the same page. It takes responsibility, authenticity, and relationship. Ownership of one another in real life. Not to run and pretend to protect, but control and put back in a cult. Either whether that cult is college or that cult is a religion. No more cults for Feet Piece people. Mike Everest says this is the best thing to happen to her. She's seeing the real you. What do you think?
I'd say yes.
Do you love me? Do you love them? Or do you love everybody and yourself?
Everybody in myself.
I know you do. I know you do, but you're still afraid to.
I am.
So am I.
I am.
So are they.
I'm learning
Katie,
to
we
be
all
less
are.
afraid.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm learning
catch
to
up on
be
comments
less
later.
afraid, and it's like I'm afraid every single day, and there's moments when I'm not afraid and I get afraid again, and it's my fear is keeping me from a better life, a better present, and I think there's just a lot of things that I have to let go of. But for me, in my head, it's like not so simple to let go of them. But I know it's simple, but for some reason, I'm making it difficult.
Because you were taught to receive salvation, you have to die. Literally.
Yeah, that was the conversation we were having the other night when we were walking home. That we were having this conversation that there's a lot of, even though there are good morals and whatnot that the church teaches.
What is a moral?
The same.
Exactly.
There's like don't lie and stuff and whatnot. Like there's like.
Do they teach that, or they do that and then tell you not to, like most parents?
Anyway, there's always nuggets that you can take. Is the point?
That's
there's
right.
Always nuggets that you can take.
I love her.
From things. However, there are a lot of very unhealthy mindsets that both of us grew up in, and a lot of those mindsets, even if I know my subconscious, and there are several of those mindsets that we have started to talk about over the last couple of days that like this is something we talked about even last night, that when I said something about like we were planning for the future, and I said something and Jim said, and that's why I love you, because you tell me things I already know, but that goes in the back of my brain and I wasn't like thinking about it, but like I knew it, but like you said it, so then I like it came to the forefront of my brain kind of thing. And
I do the same for her.
Yeah.
She's just as intelligent as I am. Trust me.
And so like that's over, like even with some things he said this broadcast, I knew it, but I didn't know it here. So
due to the flooding of emotion and fear.
Yes.
Of the emotion through fear.
Mm-hmm.
To control you, to keep you in the past. So you don't catch up to those who are living in the present. Not to suppress you, but because it's truly survival of the fittest. Mm-hmm. That's how life works.
And so, like the other night we were talking about how there's this mindset of how like you have to suffer to receive grace and to receive blessings and like you have to do that, like just like sacrifice so that you can get like good things in your life kind of thing. And like that's,
which is still an exchange. It's not a gift. That's still an exchange.
Yeah.
You're exchanging suffering for grace.
Mm-hmm. And then there's also like something that we've been watching, this one kind of mentorship kind of thing. Anyway, and
not Ty Lopez.
Yeah, and so anyway, one of the things in the video is that money is not bad. Having wealth does not make you a bad person. You think that you have to be, like
snotty.
Yeah, or you feel like you have to be poor because that's like the good moral thing to do, because give away your money so that everybody else can have it, kind of thing, that give away all your money and it's not okay for you to have it, kind of thing. And like that's something that for me, I'm still coming, like I'm a lot better with that than I used to be, but it's still something that, like, having money still in my brain, I associate having money with not being a good person, which is silly because even in the Bible, King David had
don't reference the Bible.
Okay.
I did. That was a mistake.
Oh.
Right? Past is in the past, leave be an echo.
Okay.
I keep talking about the religion. I have to move on. I'm talking about people's present. It's my past. I did it. See, I did wrong, and I just told you not to do what I did. Same thing the church does. Just did it again. It's very difficult to stay in the present. We're learning how to do that.
Yeah.
You taught something very well. You just taught people twice your age. Oh, yeah. And all you had to do was be a good student, not even to me, but because you know intelligence when you see it, because it's inside you. Like attracts like. You can teach people 3 times your age because they are all watching. That's what we're doing. They're teaching us, we're teaching them, because everyone's a teacher, everyone's a student when you're humble. Humble enough to admit you have the answers, which is not backwards. It's not. So, take out of that quick and get you some comments.
Do you want more food?
No, I feel sick. I think I had too much. Oh. From now on, can you just give me like 2 or 3 little pieces?
Yeah.
And then do your best to get rid of whatever fat you can, because my body's taking it hard.
Okay.
Doesn't like it. Thank you. All right, where are we at? You just eating?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I just didn't realize just how much chaos most people live in. Glitchin says you take yourself way too seriously. You do not take yourself seriously enough, because while all of you are going freaking nuts, I could tell you there's very few people overseas that think you're sane. They're looking at you like you're nuts. Just so you know. Just filling you in. Excuse me. Katie, can you plug in? When you're done. No. When you're finished eating, can you plug the phone in?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Because as you read these comments, do you notice everyone is just saying their own thing? We can believe that this is our world, or realize that most of it is just chaos, and we have to go through to go up. We have to see it's real. And that might be 100 people that's left. And I don't mean in this broadcast, I mean total. But you know what? I already know for a fact that's all we need to start off. We, in the position right now where we are already good to just go out and do our content. But you needed this, and I needed this. We needed this to expel, to release this bit of drama. And I think we do need therapy from Periscope. What do you think? Come here whenever things get hectic. Hash it out ourselves. Be fully public. Can't hide. Because Periscope is our place to hide. Because nobody cares about Periscope.
Yeah.
Better to hide on screen than go crazy off screen. Because nobody cares about Periscope. No real people, for the most part, care about Periscope at all. All right, let's see. Eggaholic. Thank you for the heart. Yeah, Kate, when I eat the chicken, it just hits the pit of my stomach. Probably because it's so fatty. It's impossible to get lamb, though. Lamb is literally like $1,000 a month. I'll be able to afford that in a couple of months. But right now, I guess I'm just going to have to sit with a sore stomach. Boxing MMA, thank you for the super hearts. That is where I'm at right now. Thank you for the super hearts. In order for me to catch up to the present, I have to move on from the past. And this is the past right now. 1,554 of the past. And we got there together, Kate. Because I'm realizing we are not falling further into the past. We're moving on to the future, and Periscope is part of that future, whether we want it to be or not. It just is. Because Periscope is still a part of the present, as we pretend that it's not. But would I run to YouTube and have this conversation? We need Periscope as much as Periscope needs us. That's just how it is. I don't have to understand why or how, what that's going to look like in the future. But right now, it's okay for us to have Periscope. So we'll have to find a way to fit it into the schedule. Because if we didn't need it, we wouldn't be on it. It's not the haters, though. I can tell you that. That is not the reason we're here. But we'll see. Kelly says, so what has she got to do to be able to stay? If you choose, she can stay. Well, there's the funny thing is, so Kelly, obviously we've caught up from that. But just to answer that, it's really just putting in her own effort. You know, and that's what she's doing. I mean, she's doing the dishes right now. It's all calm. But Katie,
Yeah.
Let me ask you, are you going to have your first breakdown in March? You notice how I'm not having a breakdown?
Yeah.
Are you going to have your first?
I hope not.
It can't be a hope because church gave you hope.
Yeah.
You have to make a guarantee for yourself. You have to choose for yourself to guarantee your sanity on your own. Yeah. And not fear the fear that other people are trying to put in you. Because I'm not putting any more fear in you. I'm trying to suck it out and throw it at them. Not all of you, but those of you who will take it. If you won't take the fear, good, don't take it. But I'm not having it anymore. Someone else can have it. I want it. And I'm willing to let someone else have it so I don't have to. And that might sound awful, but I don't care. Because my life is worth it. I'm choosing that. I'm worth it. We all know I'm worth it. And if you know I'm worth it, then you're worth it too. But you know that. You don't need my permission. Viper, thank you very much for the super hearts. No, Holly, that was definitely not an act. Oh man, I'm still 1,500 behind, and they're like getting angry. The comments have disappeared. I don't know how to get back. Oh. Well, I guess that's it, folks. Comments are officially gone. Sorry. Broadcast might be, I don't know. Well, guys, if the broadcast isn't done, thanks for coming on in. But I can tell you, oh, can I get them back now? I was putting the camera on you. It's not, I can't get the comments back. Sorry, guys. Periscope has officially decided that your comments are more abusive than my words. Apparently, I'm still live. I'm seeing the hearts. I'm seeing people coming in and out. So thank you for being here. But Periscope has officially decided that your abusive behavior is so bad, all 1,500 of comments of them, that they have shut them off for me. I cannot read them. Thank you, Periscope, for doing the healthy thing for me and realizing how badly I want to be here. Come here, look. They're going to say I'm making it up.
There's no
literally
comments.
not. You can't do anything. Can't do anything. But I'm sure it's happened to people before. So did Periscope do it or not? They'll never say. Guess it's up for you to decide. But my mind is made up. And my mind says that I'm too cool for school. No, I'm not. I'm in school. Periscope is in session. Welcome to Feed Peace. So I will continue to broadcast, but I guess we'll talk to people when we talk to people. And for now, all that's left is real life Kait. So we see there's no punchline.
Yeah.
Why make one? Why make one? Because Periscope's goal is not to tear people down. It's to build them up. And it is negative people on Periscope, just like it was negative people in church that made it a negative experience. Because Periscope isn't negative. It is overwhelmingly positive, just like church. But Periscope isn't a cult, and church isn't a cult. It is a place for you to express yourself and decide your beliefs. But at least on Periscope, I get to choose my beliefs. If I believe my way and I go sit in church, I will get kicked out the way that I got kicked out when I was in Florida. And I was homeless, but I was worshiping the Lord in the Adoration Chapel. And because I looked homeless, they kicked me out. I've looked very homeless on Periscope, and I was never kicked out by anybody but the people. Periscope paid me. Periscope appreciated my behavior. Responsible or irresponsible, I was appreciated. Some way, shape, or form. Doesn't matter good or bad, I was appreciated. I was not kicked off Periscope. I chose to believe the negativity. I gave in to the negativity, and then I got myself kicked off of Periscope. Because no one else ever had the power. And I don't care if they keep telling you they do or not. I have the power of my life, and I have no comments in front of me. It's fantastic. Thank you for the heart. I saw the little was a tan heart. The only way you can talk to me now is with hearts. So let me know how you feel. Mm-hmm. Because I've already told you how I feel and what I think. And you matter to us. And Katie is learning. So am I. So are you. We're all learning to matter to one another. Because we are literally sitting here looking at ourselves, watching the blue and the green hearts. And that is it. And we don't have to provide them proof on Snapchat. It would be a very effective way to get them onto Snapchat. But you know who the people are? Thank you, MMA, for the super arts. You know who it is that end up on Snapchat looking for the proof? Negative people that look for proof. And I don't want them on Snapchat. So I love you guys. And we are officially not providing content. So I have to poop. And Katie has some work to do. It's been an unfortunate morning. But I think we need to stay live so that Katie doesn't keep misbehaving and so that I don't keep misbehaving. How do you feel, Kait? Probably a better idea?
Probably.
We're going to stay live for you. I'm going to flip over to one of the Androids so that I don't blow out my iPhone because I need it for YouTube and everything else. But from now on, I think we work pretty much public. And the only time we're going to be private is ironically when we're in public. When we leave the house is when we're going to shut down Periscope. So... But only because we don't have the service to do it yet. Yeah. I love you guys. I will be restarting very soon on the smaller phone. And then I'll see you soon. And go to the bathroom quick. Feet, peace out. Welcome to the most positive community throughout social media.